Let's get it. We back. We off tomorrow. Now we on it. Let's talk about this era we in. Everybody want to be triggered. People only come to rooms unless they triggered. That's just how that works nowadays. I'm triggered. Let me see what this talk about. Sheesh. That's what they do. Nobody don't want. Sheesh. Okay. Okay. Sheesh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about this trigger era we in, man. Let's go ahead and get to it, man, for real. We got all these people that find some way to hit a nerve. They look for that smoke and get triggered by that smoke. Ain't that something? How you gonna look for the smoke and get triggered by the smoke? uh, and then why should people walk on eggshells? You feel me? Why they gotta walk on eggshells around you? This is what I'm not gonna do. This is what you not gonna say looking at. Is it people that you should walk around eggshells around, or should that even matter? We're gonna get to it though. Pros and cons of triggers. And we gonna talk about projection. I feel a lot of that's gonna happen in here, but we gonna know the difference. People projecting from their experience to protect you, or are they projecting? Hmm, let's get it. I had to reread. I forgot what I put on the other one though. It said I'm YT male, 40 years so. When I enter a room, it's not safe space no more. Interesting, interesting. I can feel it. Some people tend to have that. I get it. I don't believe in safe spaces anyway. It's not on the internet. Unless you got a private room. You can't make a public room and then call it safe space. And then you got to keep blocking people and show that it ain't safe. That's funny. Uh, yeah, actually, safe spaces are created because people are easily triggered. Because they haven't healed. They want everybody to not talk about something, don't bring up their past. Because people go around this world, sweeping things under the rug, hoping people don't mention it. You know, they never found a way to overcome whatever the issue is. They just haven't found that. That's a funny name. It's like a dude name.
What's happening, Kevin?
What's up, man?
Not much. Yeah, it is. It's a funny name, and it really throws people off. And kind of like what your prompt says, easily triggered era.
Yeah.
See the name, right? and they get triggered. They don't know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I come from, what my background is. They see the name. I put that name up there to trigger people because
Mm.
if a person gets triggered easy, they probably don't have a good vocabulary. They probably don't
Mm.
have they can't hold themselves in content. They can't keep themselves from unleashing, like when I see somebody screaming and stuff on here
Yeah.
and hollering at the top of their lungs, that tells me that they're in a little child in a grown adult's body.
Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah. People try to scream to get their way nowadays.
Yeah.
I can see
And
that.
and I put that name up. I didn't vote for Trump. I actually didn't vote this year or last year at
Mm.
all. But now, if I could have voted, I would have voted for him this
Yeah.
last election. But
Yeah.
I wasn't registered to vote because I had to move to another county. But I really didn't want to vote for either party.
Yeah, I
Um,
can see that.
but yeah, but that's why I changed. I changed the name right after the election. My name's Michael.
Mm-hmm.
But I started seeing all these posts about racism and basically race topics from Black America, White America, Native America, this and that with who belongs here, who doesn't, and there's just a big there for the last 2 years. For some reason on TikTok, there's been a war between white tea people and black people.
That's nothing new.
That's what I'm saying. It's been going on for a while.
Man, it's been since I've been born. I've been at war.
Not on, but yeah,
War.
not on, but TikTok's relatively new though.
Oh, that's what you mean. I thought you were talking about. Well, they just transferred the same hatred they get and put it on TikTok. Now they get to voice
Yeah,
themselves.
but in real
Yeah.
life, real fast before we bring up the other person, let me ask you something. In real life, though, do you have discussions off this app with the same type of topics that you come across or that you make as a host?
For the mm, depend on who I'm around. For the most part, I don't because everybody ain't gonna be able to handle topics like this.
Yeah.
So some people don't like looking in the mirror. So yeah, and that'd be a lot of people I might have to fight in my life because I wouldn't even want to even have these type of discussions. Because people are really coping with things nowadays. So that third question really challenges someone's thought based on their own intuition. Thank you, thank you. What you got, Halloween? Let me see what you got.
Hi.
Hey,
Welcome,
Halloween.
welcome.
So I just had a comment on one of the prompts or one of the questions
Yeah,
when should you walk on eggshells?
yeah.
And I generally believe walking on eggshells is not a good thing at one point. Do you believe it's a
Mm.
good thing?
Uh, I'm not gonna answer no questions. Nah, I ain't about to set it up. I want y'all to tell me.
Oh, okay. I personally think in some cases walking on eggshells is not really good.
Hmm.
But I think the reason why a lot of people do start walking on eggshells is because like sometimes they could feel threatened or not
Hmm.
threatened. They could kind of feel a little feared or a little fear, maybe threatened.
Hmm.
I guess I'm going to use an example because I don't know in what aspect we're talking about. So I'm going to think that I'm just going to bring up a relationship, for example.
Yeah.
If you're in a relationship with your significant other and you feel the need to walk on eggshells, then it's most likely because it's some kind of, it's like, I'm trying to think about the word, like it's some kind of like,
I think they call it bullshit.
what are you talking about? And who's even talking now?
Well, I was just helping you figure out like what you was coming up with.
Did you even know what I was saying this on live?
Yeah, for sure. You're trying to sugarcoat whatever you was saying.
How? What am? Okay. Anyways,
Do
I
you
think in some
believe
Don't be
that?
the
relationships,
topic. Don't be the topic. Easily triggered. That's what we watching out for.
I'm just trying to figure out though. Do you like walking on eggshells as a woman or not?
and what case are you talking about?
Like, do you have to keep
Case are you talking about?
like do you have to keep everything woke when you talk to people, or can you just tell them straight up like what's really on your mind, or do you have to sugarcoat it and tell them the woke version?
Isn't sugarcoating it calling it eggshells to begin with?
Mm, nice.
What
I
does
like
he
that.
mean sugarcoat? Like what?
You never heard that term before?
I
Like,
No,
have.
I know what that I know what the
Oh, I was
term
about to say,
is.
how old is you? I was about to say, you might have to leave. I don't
yeah,
know. You
No,
don't
I
know what
know
that
what
is.
sugarcoat means, but I don't understand why is he what does the
do
conversation
you
that I'm talking about have to do with being sugarcoated?
It sounded like he was just trying to help assist what you were talking about because you couldn't figure out what to say. You just was. It's like you were
Oh,
trying to
okay.
figure it out, and he was trying to assist you. That's all.
yeah, you're just saying a bunch of
I disagree.
That's not assisting though. He literally just anyways, I don't know what kind of
Wait, is you
assisting
calling
that
her
is.
stuff BS, or you saying that the? I'm trying to.
He was saying that to me.
I don't
And
know. All
then
right,
he's
so
bringing
go
up
ahead,
something
finish
about
up because I got a couple
sugarcoat.
more people I gotta get to on this. So what you
Oh,
was getting
okay.
to though?
Oh no, okay. I was saying like in relationships, if let's say your significant other, if you feel like you have to walk around with eggshells on your for your significant other, it truly means that you're probably going through some kind of like fear with them of like hurting their feelings because they've showed that let's just say they get bothered quick or angry quick at certain things about what is being said. So sometimes you feel like you have to kind of like back down and watch what you say, either to prevent, like, for example, being hit or yelled at. So I'm just talking about in the kind of case of relationships. That's it.
you're in
But
a
I feel
Okay.
relation.
like
Are you in a
Hold
that's
up real quick.
relationship with the
Hold
man
up,
that hits you?
cars. Hold up real quick. I got two other people I gotta let go real quick. Then y'all can do an open panel. Then we can all talk. Go ahead, Juan.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in like that. It just
No, you good. You
it
good.
was in my mind, which is I take these. I'm really. Let me just back up and say that I'm really starting to hate metaphors. I used to love them, in the way that poems produce metaphors, but metaphors now are taking the literal context out of it. So if I want to talk about the literal, what is walking on eggshells?
Mm.
Watching what you say in order to not trigger someone.
That's the metaphor, though. What is actually walking on eggshells?
Walking
On eggshells, right?
on eggshells, yeah.
He's literally walking on eggshells. Now, so you
Because
and
they're
I
very
may
delicate, they
find
break,
that
they
it may
crumble
be
easily.
therapeutic for us to walk on eggshells. To someone else, it may not be that. So the metaphor is only there to push a certain narrative. Walking on eggshells and that metaphor has been pushed in different narratives for so long that it no longer makes sense. If we're going to talk about walking on eggshells, let's talk about it. Are you scared to walk on an eggshell because you're going to get cut? Or you want to walk on them because it'll bring you some freedom? As literal as it is, walking on the eggshell, why would it even be a part of the conversation if it wasn't fear or liberation?
Mm.
I didn't know eggshell walking was a thing that people really do for therapy. I always thought of it as eggshells are so delicate and they will crush so easily that you
Mm-hmm.
We feed our
walk with
plants with
a
eggshells.
wait,
They're
wait, wait.
biodegradable.
No,
They're,
ma'am.
they're something that's
That's
good
not what it
for
means.
you.
No, ma'am.
That's not what the metaphor means, but the literal sense, they're good for you. They're phosphorates. They
You're
have.
making it very complicated, trying not to get it on purpose.
Well, no, I'm not trying not to get it because I do, but I'm trying
Okay,
to
but
bring
if
it
you
back
get
to
it,
the
then you
literal
get it.
sense.
That you're
I
changing
think
the
y'all
whole
did two different
conversation.
perspectives though, which I like what Kay said. I think that is more like a might be what they talking about based off the metaphor. If you base it off that, but what you saying, why you saying that you can't? Not like how I ain't never heard that perspective before, which is a good perspective. But both of them is true what y'all saying though, because one of them is like walking on eggshells, and because you might break it if you know what I'm saying, if because it's so thin, you know what I'm saying. So you gotta walk lightly with it. So I'm
Impossibly
assuming
light.
there's times you can walk and might not break it depending on how light your foot is. But everybody too heavy for that. But
Well,
then
the
with
point is, it's
wine,
impossible.
yeah, it's down there. Yeah, I feel it on that. And then what Juan's saying is that if the eggshell break, you can either get cut or whatever the situation is. But it's like, what is ahead of you? Do you have to go through the eggshells to get to a certain purpose, or do you do you rather not take the risk? That's what it sounds like I'm hearing from Juan.
I think the purpose though of that saying is that it's impossible. Like when you're talking to a person where you have to walk on eggshells, it's like you're saying that it's impossible not to trigger them. You
I
know what I'm
feel
saying?
that. I feel that. Then what? We got to call that for what it is. Instead of saying walking on eggshells, you are exactly what you just said. If you feel that that metaphor resonates with you, whoever you are, call that metaphor to your specific situation. How else will you be able to overcome that?
I feel like if you are around a person and you feel like they're one of those people where you got to work on eggshells, it's better to not engage. It's better to just
Mm,
that's a red flag, and that person you cannot be productive with them, and you probably don't need that in your life. One of the 28 or the 48 laws is to stay away from unlucky people, and those people usually encounter a lot of issues in the world. They're usually not
hmm
happy, they go through a lot of stuff, and you just don't need that. So if you encounter those people, it's a red flag. Stay away.
Okay, so let me get food and puffs, and then we can do an open panel. I want to ask some more expanded questions on that. Even though we went all the way out of order, 'cause we were supposed to do the easily triggered, but we can stick on this egg show just for the moment. Though we'll go back to. But food and puffs, what you got for me? On this egg, on the walking on eggshells. I don't know. All right, so let's do an open panel then. So do y'all feel like it's a certain time or it's just always bad to walk on eggshells? Is that a smart move sometimes? Or is it or should we basically do what we do, be straightforward regardless of the situation? So or do it depends.
When it's your grandma or your grandpa or your mama or your daddy, and you got to be respectful, and you have to be in their presence, like like a family function,
I
everybody's at
like that.
Christmas or something like that. You got to just ignore them until it's time to go.
I
You know.
like that. Yeah, I was about to say that's why I say I know it's times we do it and I think it's smart. It's smart though. Yeah. What you got, Juan? Like you was about to say something. What you got for me?
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
With both of y'all, especially when you talk about respecting family. But there is a difference between enabling bad behavior, whether you're younger or older,
Mm-hmm.
and actually talking about what is.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was talking about walking on eggshells, as far as the metaphor is concerned, and bringing it back to the literal, if you walk across something that, in the literal sense, you know what I'm saying? I know, I get it. I understand the metaphor, but if we talk about it literally, and you walk over eggshells to get to somewhere or over something that's better, again, bringing it even deeper down to eggshells can be biodegradable. Everything means something in my mind. So the metaphors like that, again, push a certain narrative on what it means for that specific person, which is super fair. But at the same time, walking on eggshells does not mean devaluing your truth or understanding of a situation. So if you feel that you have to, and metaphorically, walk on eggshells because you will call someone out for a behavior that you don't want to be part of because you love them, then that's what I call enabling.
That I call that that would just wore me out hearing all that. So what I do is I'm just straightforward. If I have to walk on eggshells, basically, if I have to speak in a certain term, so that way we avoid you know like if the other person's going to get triggered because I'm just telling them the flat out truth, then we both need to be separated immediately.
I agree, and then I also disagree. I only agree because at that very moment, it would make sense for you to separate. but before that, the intention and the actual presentation of what you're saying to someone is more important than anything. If your presentation and your intentions behind something is genuine, it should never feel, even though it might, at the end of it all, it should not be walking on eggshells. It is walking with that person, whether they like it or not. And that's a difference also with judging someone and trying to push something and your values on someone rather than enabling. I feel like walking on eggshells are either one of those when you could just walk down the path of support. Not
Matter of
just
the fact,
anyone.
matter of the fact, here's my personal opinion. You should never have to walk on eggshells, and you should always be the person in power of every decision you make. If you go to work and your boss comes in and you're a good worker and they start telling you a bunch of bullshit, you shouldn't be telling them, oh yeah. Well, I was trying to do it this way, and what happened was, we went over here and we whoopty whoop with the hooty hoop and the zoopty hoop and the koopy hoop. It don't work like that.
Yeah, that's called
You know?
lying to yourself.
That's called lying.
Mm.
Exactly. So, it's
You
just
ain't
like,
walking on nothing. You just lying to yourself and standing there.
yeah. So it's just like any situation you come in with, within life. You can get triggered, but when you get triggered, it shows that you're the weak person mentally and probably physically too, because anybody that can just get triggered and just go off, that's negative energy. You're making a fool of yourself. You're being loud. People can see that you're unstable. You can't control yourself. You can't control the demons that are trying to get out of your body. And then just the whole, walking on eggshells thing. To me, it's not being direct. If I can't be direct, somebody's got to go, and it ain't me.
Would you think that there's a difference between being direct and being an asshole?
Well, I love being an asshole.
I'm
That's
just
my
asking
favorite
you.
thing.
No, I'm not, I'm just asking, do you think there's a difference?
No.
They're one and the
Yeah,
same.
there you go. I'm about to say the fact that he answered, I love being a butthole, instead of just that show you that he don't know the
That's what I'm
difference.
saying.
But it is a difference between those two, though. Yeah, most
At the end of the
definitely.
day, though, I'm always going to be right. I never apologized for anything.
And I'm not telling you you should. And if
That
that's how you feel, then that's you.
that sound like what
What
buttholes
are we
say.
even doing here having the conversation?
That's what buttholes say. All right, so let me get Dre, and then we go back to open panel again. Dre, what's up?
Oh yeah, I'm just jumping in, man, trying to listen to the conversation.
Yeah, so we
Trying to
just talking
figure
about
out.
right now about this. We went to the other prompt. When should you walk on eggshells, and then just how you feel about walking on eggshells. Is that something that you should go against? Is it smart to do it, or is it all bad? So your perspective on that.
Shit, I've been walking on eggshells with these motherfucking lawyers.
Oh my.
So I've been trying to, you know what I'm saying, get my shit together. I've been trying not to do that though. I'm trying to get around it. I'm trying to see how I break up out that shit.
Hmm.
They've been having me walking on eggshells, had me stuck in the back,
Brother, it's time to
going
start reading the
crazy.
books and becoming your own lawyer.
Yeah, I've been doing so much studying on that shit. It kind of seemed like I done became my own lawyer. But yeah, they been writing them unstable and shit. They fear for their life, all this shit. It's a lot of shit.
What you need to do is you need to go out and find an official that's you know popular in your community and find some shit on them, right? And then go show them the video of the shit that you got on them, and you tell them whatever issues I got going on with these lawyers, I need it fixed tomorrow, or I'm gonna unleash this shit. I'm gonna give this shit to. I'm gonna give it to some psycho like fucking Trump, and I'm gonna let him air it on TV, and
Hey,
I'm gonna make a fucking celebrity. I don't even like Trump, but that motherfucker knows how to get shit on TV. He knows how to get shit out. I'll have your ass a fucking celebrity, and nobody likes a fucking asshole. I don't like
shit,
lawyers.
I went to these business. I went to this business advisor, and they was helping me to sue the lawyers. The business advisor ended up stealing a grant from me. The grant was $1 million.
Holy shit.
And the motherfuckers threw me to the side. They end up on the news. I'm like, damn. I've been
Mm.
trying to get back since. Motherfucker kind of went off. I went off the wall a little bit.
Man, I don't know who's more full of shit, lawyers or fucking salespeople.
But shit, and the internet thing is just, I don't know. I that's why I say I'm walking on eggshells as far as with these lawyers and these business people. But shit, I'm trying to get around that, man. So now I be on TikTok talking about shit.
If you don't mind me asking, what kind of is it for like a divorce case? Is it for?
No, so I invented this shit that we doing right now, sitting here and you getting these roses. You getting paid to get these roses in real time. So this part of my invention, I took it to the patent lawyers, the patent attorney. They stripped everything from me and let me go. I created monetization in real time. This TikTok challenge, this is what we doing right here, and we sending roses and everything. This is my platform. I created this.
Well, I got good news and I got bad news, brother.
Uh-huh.
Good news is that was an accomplishment. And bad news is you probably ain't ever gonna see a nickel of that dollar.
I mean, I ain't gonna never give it up because it's more shit with it. So what I created was, if you ever heard of Finger on the App, I created Finger on the App, the marketing plan to work with Mr. Beast. He a YouTube content creator. They gave him the app. I created Versus TV where the celebrities battling each other. Timberland and Swiss Beast say they created that. They had a battle. They didn't create that. Alter Ego game show. If you ever seen that on Fox TV,
Yeah.
I created that.
It's over.
So the patent lawyers will take all that.
It's over. If you don't have it right now, if you're not in charge of it right now, it's over.
Bullshit.
That's like Mark Cuban taking over Yahoo years
Well, they
ago.
can't. So I own the patent. My patent just got granted. I own the rights and everything to this TikTok situation. You see it on my screen. I kind of put it on my screen for you to see it. I own the rights to it. I got a granted patent for it. It's just that
Brother,
bad being so much.
you don't own shit.
Bad being so much.
You don't own nothing though.
You
Shit,
fight for your
I
own
own the
free
patent.
thought. Why are you fighting for your own free thought, Dre?
You say what?
Why are you fighting for your own free thought?
No, I'm not fighting for the free thought. I'm more fighting for a piece of that opportunity. That's all.
What opportunity? Money?
Yeah, monetization to make the money for it.
Brother, you're screwed. You're gonna have to start over.
Could I ask why are you fighting so hard? I feel like I know, but I want you to answer. Why are you fighting so hard for the monetization of your idea?
Because it's valuable.
Valuable for what? Only the money, or because of the help that it could create?
Well, when I first started it, that's how I was thinking. You know, it's good to help people and all that, but being that I'm in the situation I'm in now, I can't just think of it like that.
You
Now
just lost that? You let them take that from you?
No, they didn't take it. I ain't let them take it.
Then why you say but?
I'm saying
take
I
it.
ain't
No.
I didn't let
Could
them
I
take
say
it.
something?
Well,
Yeah.
1 second before you say it. He's walking on eggshells right now because they took your product. They took it. You said you had a patent on it. You don't have a patent on it. You're not getting paid no money for it right now. You're fighting lawyers for it. These lawyers are expensive. You're screwed. I'm telling
So
you.
that's where it
You
goes
are
back to
screwed.
what I was asking you and everyone else earlier. Are you walking on eggshells because you're afraid to get cut? Or are you walking on eggshells because you need to get through to the next point?
I'm walking. I feel
All
like
right.
walking on eggshells because of what's been going on. A lot of this stuff been happening.
All right. Hey, all right, y'all. We're going to get every day in, then
No.
game time, then at least so after that.
So, young man, you know what intellectual property is, right? You've heard that term.
Yes, sir.
Was your game plan already wrote up and presented, and you already had it presented to these people well before the patent was made?
Yeah, this was my patent attorney. So this was the person that actually wrote the patent. They whole firm got together and they stripped everything. They did everything that I detailed out already. So everything is recorded and documented. It's just that being that I'm a black man from Inglewood,
No, no,
Chicago.
no. Don't bring that in. Don't bring that in. Let's talk reality. My question is, who was there besides your patent attorneys? Who else did you have sitting at the table?
No, it's just me and the patent attorney. About the idea being so big, they had to strip it.
They made you sign something. There's no way they're going to do that without your signature.
They did a breach of fiduciary duty. So what they didn't do is keep everything confidential.
I'm no lawyer.
All
It comes down to legal malpractice. So what they did was the firm, Bold Patents. What they did, the first lawyer would take my entire invention. They'll document everything. Everything that I'm saying is recorded and everything. And the guy was giving me the PSO. The PSO is the patent search opinion. When he give it to me, he showed me that he stripped everything from it. The same day he stripped
Young
everything.
man, did you
he
pay
quit.
these people any money?
Yes, $10,000.
Either something's missing in this story that doesn't make sense.
What's missing to you every day?
They just
What's
stripped
that?
it. I mean,
He,
they
he
took
paid he paid the money and they took it from him. What's missing?
Okay, well, I understand that, but we're talking something that's
What's
really
missing
big.
is he's black. So I know I'm gonna stop. All right.
That's what it is.
But no, I ain't about to talk about this the whole time. Y'all can do that on another live. I ain't about to talk about that all day.
No,
But yeah,
hey, I don't want to monopolize your life. I wanted to talk to you about what's easily triggered you, and
okay,
I have my
let's
own
get to it. Let's
situation.
get to it. What you got for me, my brother?
All right, what would I tell you folks that money is no problem in my life? That I applied for a city job just to keep me moving, and because I didn't get it, just a seasonal job. It's a temporary, basic entry level seasonal job working for the parks, right? Now, what if I told you that they said I didn't even qualify? I didn't even make the 75-point cutoff mark. And here I am, a guy who's already done the job for 6 years. I'm a disabled Gulf War veteran. They didn't take any of that DEI crap or any of those veteran points. They said I didn't qualify. So I raised hell. I went down there and I said, hey, prove to me. Anyway, to make a long story short, Monday I'm going to have a meeting with the mayor. My city's got 250,000 people. My wife says, what the hell are you doing? Why are you making a stink? You know why I'm making a stink? It's the principle. That's why I'm making a stink.
Jasmine's Doss fiance said the same thing. I don't know if anybody knows who that is. Your beliefs are way more important when you actually stand behind them.
Yeah, I got money. I don't need the money. I wanted to lose a little bit of weight, stay busy. I wanted to help my community.
You
And
sure it wasn't about the money?
honey, I'm a retired teacher, a retired military
That's not what
guy,
I was asking.
and my last
Teachers,
job was at Intel.
That's
teachers
not what I
don't
was
make much
asking.
money.
Respectfully.
But
Are you a professor or a teacher?
I'm a teacher. I'm a $25 an hour job for 24 hours a week. That ain't gonna pay dick in outside of Portland.
I agree. So then what is it about if it's not about the money?
It's the principle.
Okay. All right.
It's the bottom line is you don't treat veterans like that, especially veterans who have college degrees that have done the job for 6 years.
So every day as a veteran, you know who Desmond Doss is then, right?
What's that?
You know who Desmond Doss is?
No, I don't know who you're talking about. I retired in '99. I did 20 years in the Air Force. I'm old. I'm 63, but I'm in great shape.
He was in the war in 1935.
Oh, I don't know who Desmond Doss is. Sorry, my bad. But
No, you're good. You're good. It's not like a gotcha question. It was just like a
no.
question
Here's
to
the thing.
talk together about. But
That
do you
young
have similar values if that's what you're saying?
that young man down in the bottom corner, he truly believes, or that guy that was down below me, he truly believes that he was done wrong. And that's why he doesn't want to back down. Maybe it's a lot of money involved. There's something quirky with that whole story that doesn't make sense to me.
I,
And
I don't think he was trying to get someone to back up or speak up or back down. I think he was just expressing his experience.
okay, all right.
No?
Well, anyway,
Well,
you know,
that's
I
kind of
appreciate you.
times of me being triggered because sometimes I go on panels and I be trying to answer the prompt, But I thought the prop was going to be answered, and it never gets answered. And the next thing I know, it comes through a whole
I was
session.
just,
Ain't that the truth?
I was saying that. I was about to say, I'm getting triggered now.
Yeah, like now
Ain't that the truth?
It's a whole venting session, and then I get gaslighted by somebody that tells me like, well, we were answering the problem. No, you wasn't. Hold on, man.
I tell you, there's people, they don't budge on these damn panels. They do not budge, and they don't compromise. They just, they're going down in flames. They don't care. And it's a game. It's all a TikTok game.
Y'all don't see the irony in that, though?
What's that? This whole app?
No, the guy who was here before, he was expressing how he was triggered without reading the question that you guys are saying that he didn't. He read it maybe in a different way, which it obviously says what it says. But as we just listened to this man, he was telling us what triggered him. No? You see what I'm saying?
I get it.
So see, that's the gaslighting part I was just talking about.
Well, you either say yes, you see what I'm saying, or you don't.
Nah, see, I feel like you're gaslighting a little bit.
Well, then do you see what I'm saying, or you don't? And if not, then that's fair too.
You see gaslighting. You see what I'm saying? That's the gaslighting.
That's a direct question. I hate the use of the word gaslighting that we use in society, because we use it the wrong way. Gaslighting is manipulation.
I did a live on his
I'm asking you a direct question. I'm asking you a direct question. It has nothing to do with my answer after. It's just a direct question. People don't like that.
It wasn't a direct question, though. You said that he answered the prop in his own way, even though he read it differently, but did it in his own way. That's not what happened.
And I said, do you agree with that or not? That was the question in that.
That's the gaslighting part. I was.
You could just as easily say, no, I don't think so.
Getting triggered by you guys now.
Well, you don't let other people trigger you.
It's just a domino effect.
I got to go. You guys got me
Rage
over.
bait is only rage bait if you take it.
Interesting.
It is.
And now
everybody got it off their chest now. All right. I want to look at it like that. Maybe I need to change the prop to vent. How to vent?
Do you want to hear folks vent for real?
I mean, we just got done hearing it. Shoot.
No, it's just from that individual, and I do feel bad for the guy.
Do you know? Let me ask you all something. Do you know how much times a day I get on this app a few times a day? I work 2 full-time jobs that are both, security, patrolling. So I'm on here a lot. You know how many times a day I hear the same fucking story?
I know.
10 years ago, I was a CEO for, I'm the one who started. I'm the one who made electricity, And
if you ever say, I don't want to fucking hear that shit out loud to that person. You see,
I definitely said it.
I like Wanderlust. I like her, man. I like how she thinks.
I'm the one who created the roses for TikTok. And I came up with the patent, and I sat down with everybody, and I said, now listen here. If you send a rose, you'll be sending 2 cents to the person that you're sending the rose to in money.
Now, if you felt that, why didn't you say it while he was here?
She got a point.
I'm saying. This is not a gaslighting. This is a direct question. If you don't want to answer it, that's cool too. I ain't going to do shit.
Well, I did tell you.
I think she might get my new follow in this thing, boy.
I did tell her. I did tell her earlier though that she does talk a lot.
And I may have agreed, may have not. I'm not sure when you were what you're referencing. If I agree, then I'll shut the hell up.
No, I'm just saying though. Like when you answer a question though, you make it a 5-minute speech.
Yeah, I do ramble. I will say that. I'm working on that as a human being. So I appreciate you saying that because I understand that about myself.
So you're essentially admitting at this point that I'm smarter than you.
I don't want to be smarter than you. That's what I'm saying.
Not him trying to trigger now. He said, I want to
But I cannot be triggered. I can't.
There you go. You doing a good job. Good job. Hold on.
I can be. but not from a random stranger on the internet.
Ooh, okay,
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's harder to be triggered. Well, it's easy to allow yourself to be triggered from someone you don't know. The thing
Yeah.
I'm working on are the folks that are close to me. You know?
You know who I am. You know who I am. I'm the Caucasian man.
I'm sorry. What? I didn't hear any of that, but that's cool.
You definitely heard. Stop walking on eggshells.
Yeah, that's
All right. So let's get Illy Soul in, man. I ain't heard
He's
from him in a
triggered.
while.
Hi, my name is pronounced Elaso, but all right.
What's up, Lil
Elaso.
Wayne?
Man, I've been saying your name all this time. Been saying it wrong all that time.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool.
Elaso.
Yeah, easily triggered error. Would you say? I would definitely say yes. This is a era where people are very triggered and sensitive to everything.
Where's your proof at?
Hold up, Caution.
Hold on.
Wait, dang, you got me saying his name wrong. Yeah, let everybody. So the thing is, we ain't about to do that. We just gonna let everybody express their stuff. Then we ask the questions in open panels. So until then, everybody just mute up until I can make sure though. But Illy, I'm gonna say your name wrong again. Elaso, go ahead, my brother. Finish up, and then we can do open panel again.
Okay. Pros and cons of being triggered. I say the pros of being triggered is that you're able to catch the things that you may be hyper oversensitive about. So that could be if you have that level of self-awareness. I think the cons of being triggered is that people don't really want to talk to you because they always feel like they have to walk on eggshells with you, or they can't say anything to you. They always have to coddle your feelings, and people don't want to be around somebody they cannot be their authentic self around. So I think that would be the con of it. When should you walk on eggshells? Um, hmm. I have two-part answer to that. My first answer, sorry, would be never, but I understand.
What the heck? Yeah, tornado or something?
I don't know, man. But people come in rooms and do shit, dumbass shit like that. But so when should you walk on eggshells? I'll really say never, but I understand like sometimes you have to put other people before yourself. So there may be times, and that's situational. There may be times where you might have to like figure out a way to say something without having to offend the person because you've been around them long enough to know that you might have to deliver it to them a different way. So
did that error offend you when he wasn't on mute a minute?
Yep, I already told him already, but I guess he didn't want to listen. So, all right. Go ahead, finish up.
Then it says, how do you know when a person is projecting from their experience and when a person is protecting from...
He was walking on eggshells.
Yeah. So how do you know when a person is projecting? You could tell...
Hold up. No, so he ain't going to finish that one, though. Yeah, I'm going to at least leave you with one question, though, because we only made it to the eggshell part, and then they got to answer the other two, though, too. So... when K-Ty, I'm gonna just let him do the first one, and then we can do an open panel from what everybody heard. And then, I'm trying to stretch this out because I'm about to be on all night. Stretch this thing out.
All right,
KT Yubs, I can't see your name though. What you got for me, man? Nope. There you go. All right. So anything y'all heard that y'all wanted to respond to or anything?
I did. Ella, right? Is that how you say your name? Elaso.
I gotta get used to it, right? I've been saying his name all this time. I'm just gonna say Soul.
Yeah, you can say Soul. That's fine.
Yeah, so I don't mess it up. So basically,
the dude with the long hair. Remember him all the time.
Oh, I think K covered you. You can go K. You want to answer the prompt?
Oh, you back?
No, brother, rock out. You good?
Yeah, because we gonna open panel. I want you to go get your thoughts.
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead, my brother. We just doing we just doing you could just do the first one. Easily triggered error. Do you believe it is?
Yeah, based off emotions. So it's like there are certain things that you're supposed to be triggered by. You're supposed to be triggered by, but it's what you do with the triggers. But at the same time, we're a
Mm.
lot we're a lot more emotional now. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
back in the heyday of like granddad, you know what I'm saying? You got one or two options for real. We can like one of those black exploitation films said it best. You know, we can have this like gentlemen, we can get in some gangster shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now it's a lot more emotional. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. We can leave that with an open panel then. I think we can expand on that very well though. So I guess to start off the open panel, then I'm gonna ask y'all a question, then y'all can rock from there. But what do you believe is the cause of why people so triggered today? What could be like one of the top things? Is parenting or
I say
traumas?
I say
Y'all
lack
can
of
fill in the blank.
I say lack of I would say this. Lack of self-awareness, but also
Mm.
I guess the constant avoidance of talking about real world problems or real or
Mm.
house. So if you grew up in a household where a lot of things have been swept under the rug, then you would not know what your triggers are until you get out into the real world, and then somebody might say something or do something that might trigger you. And if you don't
Mm.
have any type of self-awareness, then you might, not saying that you don't have self-awareness, but more so like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna say self-awareness. If you don't have self-awareness, you're gonna be a person that's gonna be reactive to everything instead of just being logical. So you know how people say think before you act, think before you speak. So that don't really come later on for certain people, because or it does comes later on when they finally put the, see the mirror, see themselves in a mirror. So I'm glad, like in this generation now, we are talking about mental health, we are talking about therapy, we are pushing people to go to therapy and seeking out help and everything else, versus when we came up, there was a different type of world where these things were not talked about, or we
Mm.
shun them. Especially if you're in a black community, we usually shun the we used to shun everything. Versus now we are coming out and saying, hey, look, I do feel this way. My humanity is valid. Just because I feel some type of way, your I always say this: your emotions is evidence that you are still alive and human.
Mm.
I
You know what I
like
mean?
that. I gotta steal that.
Straight up. That's what because I heard, like, my friend told me earlier, she said, I don't like emotions. I say, if you don't like emotions, then you're as good as being unalive.
You don't like
Mm.
yourself, your individual
Right.
experience.
Right. And it's okay to feel. That's the thing. Like, it's okay to feel. What you do with that feel, it's okay to feel. What you do with that feeling, that
Oof.
that depends on your principles, your morals, your values, because there are certain things, and also what, you know what I'm saying. So I always say, like, you have to see what's to gain. Some people would crash out over something, and they just impulsive thinkers. They not realizing that you done basically sacrificed everything just for this one crash out. That one crash out can cost you
Mm.
years. You get what I'm saying? So your triggers, it's nothing wrong with being triggered. It has everything to do with what how you navigate it, how you what's the word, how you handle it. There you go. How you handle it, and how you show up in the world with that, because you can learn not to be triggered.
How you manage it? Yeah.
Just like Juan said, she said, I'm not going to be triggered by somebody from a complete stranger. I don't know him. A
Mm.
lot of us ain't get to that point yet.
Mm.
A lot of us ain't get to that point. She's like, I'm worried about the triggers. I'm not worried about the triggers that's far away from me, because there's nothing that I can do about that. But I'm worried about the triggers that's close to me, such as my friends, my family, people I associate with. That a lot of people would never get to that point.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll land.
Okay. Did you leave any food for the rest of the fish? I'm trying to see. My boy's eating
No,
up
my
here.
bad. Go ahead, eat, y'all. Go ahead, eat.
I'll leave out a little crumbs and stuff.
I'm gonna say now the same thing over and over again. You know what I mean? But nah,
That's what I'm saying. He gonna leave the little crumbs. He's like, hold on, we heard
I
that
mean,
already.
nah, it's
We
always
heard
a
that from
different
Soul
perspective.
already.
No,
It's
it's
like,
always a different perspective. You know what
yeah,
I
I
mean?
know, I know.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
always.
funny though, because that's how much you ate on that one.
But those
but
perspectives are puzzle pieces that we
Mhm.
just don't put together all the time. We
Yeah.
already know that they're pieces to the puzzle and they're separate for a reason, only to create the bigger picture in my mind. So if there is some sort of unity and understanding that, and I appreciate what you just said, Soul, because that's something that I don't take pride in. That wasn't something I said to do so. It's just the reality of my life and my
Brother
experience.
Warlock in the building.
Mhm.
oh,
Yeah, I get it.
I miss Warlock, man. No, I miss him.
oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Leave
Damn,
Warlock alone.
I haven't said a damn
Where
word,
did
and
he even
somebody
say a
said,
word?
"Oh,
That's game time. You already know how he.
That's
I'm trying to
funny.
God
trigger.
damn."
I'm trying to trigger Warlock real quick.
I took a little week's hiatus, and let's off the break.
Triggered. I'm getting.
I'm not here to trigger nobody. I'm trying to be on the
No.
on just chilling, man. I ain't trying to trigger nobody unless somebody say some stupid shit. Then
And that's what I got you here for.
nah, I'm sure, man. What the heck? What is this whole thing about triggered stuff, man? Easily
So,
triggered error. Would you say yes? Yes, Lord, indeed. People get triggered over
I don't
some of
know.
the stupidest ass shit, and you don't even have to be talking to them. Kev, no, I be on lives and just talking the way that I talk, and motherfuckers get triggered.
Yeah, but would you think that the trigger thing is more of a social media thing and not a real life person to
Nope,
person
because
situation?
people are sensitive as fuck, and in real life too.
yeah.
It's just that people say stupid shit on social media that they would not dare say to nobody in real life.
Can I put y'all's mind in a different perspective real quick?
What you got?
You sure you want to go down this road?
It's not a road. It's just a proposition. We wouldn't really be in this situation. But are you a fish because you got fished, or are you a fish because you swam past the bait?
I don't understand that question. Maybe I'm just a D plus student.
She be thinking. That's why I had to
Hear
ask her.
me
She
out,
pretty. She
though.
pretty deep. She pretty
But
deep,
and
man.
this is it's not something that's fun.
Well, say
But
that
I
again.
try to
doesn't matter.
feel
It
things
doesn't matter which
outside
one.
of myself as far
Well,
as the
see,
world around me.
okay, I'm going to answer your question.
Say
It
that
doesn't
again.
matter. Either one, you still a fucking fish.
Exactly. But are you being baited if you are a fish only to be fished out? Or are you a fish because you continue swimming past the bait?
Okay, is this one of those I'm going to continue to add on shit
No,
type
you don't
thing?
have to. It's just a question.
Okay, repeat that again.
I think you answered it. A fish is still a fish,
Yeah.
regardless
He
if
already
you
answered
fish it
ahead
out.
of the time. That's why he was
did.
ahead of me. Yeah.
He did.
He caught
That's
his
what I'm
own self
saying.
because he was so early with it. So yeah, you got the whole point, though. So we're like, you already caught the whole point.
Yeah, you don't even
Hey,
have to
I
ask
like
me
Van
any more
Wanda's
questions on
pretty
it.
cool. I like her. She a deep thinker. I need that on my platform. A
Can I
deep
also
thinker.
add something
Okay.
too? Sometimes triggers are a constant reminder that dangers are ahead. So
That's why I asked the pros and cons. That's why my second question like that.
right.
You about to eat that up too, ain't you, man?
Nah. But like,
You already know the answer to it before
no,
you
but it's
ask it,
true
though.
though
For real.
because you got to think about it like this. Like your triggers, like all right, we all live in life, right? We live life, and we're going through life right now. So so life is just one big event. That's all it is. So it's like driving, for example, right? When you driving, there's always certain signs on the street that tell you, oh, accident ahead, or this is 30. You need to go 35 miles. You need to go 45 miles per hour. There's something going on up ahead a road. It's to basically tell you things or warn you of what's ahead or how you need to drive in this condition. So in life, if you treat it the same exact way, yeah, it's not saying that you'll never get triggered, but it would definitely tell you, hey, look, this is how to navigate it when you are triggered. So when the next time this happens, you will be able to see the hints or when it's coming. Life gives you two things. It gives you transparency and it gives you honesty. So you
That's
have
why
to,
trauma
Now, you know
response
damn
and
well
triggers are the same
doing
thing.
all of that.
yeah, straight up. It gives
What'd
you
you say?
Transparency, but life can give you as
Hey,
much
hey,
transparency and
I got
honesty as it
something for
wants to
y'all.
give.
Huh?
I got
Here's the
something for y'all
thing.
real quick.
The thing that we
Hold
use
on real quick. So I'm gonna
more
let Warlock go.
tags
Then
into
K Tub, I
ourselves
know
than
you been trying to
anything.
get in.
No. Here's the thing. Transparency and honesty. Life gives us that on a regular fucking basis, but we just choose
My
to
point
ignore that shit
exactly.
all the time. And then complain about, well, ain't nobody telling me, yeah, they did, motherfucker. You just didn't take time to listen or take time to watch.
Right.
And as far as triggers are concerned, here's the thing. Anybody and everybody can get triggered, like you said. However, what it is that people don't take time to build up coping mechanisms so they won't react to the same shit the same way all the time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
how the hell are you gonna
And
heal from a
that's
wound that
part
you
of the
put a
problem. They
band-aid
don't
on
want
all the
to know
time?
that they
That's a
may be the
fact.
fucking issue. Why did you just jump in when I was still talking? I was in the middle of a sentence.
I'm just adding. My bad. Go ahead.
No, I
It's
forgot what
well
the hell I
love,
said.
but y'all are making me think for real. I've got to write this down in my journal. I'll be quiet, but I'm passionate about this because it's so not talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I want to ask
Look,
something real quick, just real
I
quick.
live by. Go ahead,
So,
K-Tub.
one second. Okay, I'm over here waiting for my ride at the train station. So, check this out. It's an old African proverb, right? And it
Mm-hmm.
go like, once a man is bitten by a snake and he's walking past a lizard, he'll kill it because
Unalive it.
he thinks it's a snake, like when it's popping his head out.
Hmm. I love Proverbs from
I got a
You dig what
question.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep, I got you. But I have a question. And this, Kev, I don't know if you watched my last post or not, but I have a question for y'all because this has been a debate for like 4 days, and I don't even know why it's still a fucking debate. Here's my question: you have a TV series that has 15 seasons to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just logged on to season 14. You're in episode 1. How many more seasons do you have? 1 or 2?
Oh, say it again.
How many more seasons do you have to wait? If there's a TV series that has 15 seasons, you
Mm-hmm.
just finished 13, you logged into season 14, and you're on episode 1. How many more seasons do you have to watch?
You
1 or
have
2?
you have two
Where
because
the fuck do these people get talking about as 1 season?
it's not you count the season that you are already
It's,
in, and then you count the
I tried to
season
tell people.
after that.
well, well, if that's
That sounds
true,
like a water is wet
then
question.
when you start watching it, then you got
When you
15 more seasons to go.
when you get to the end of that season and you about to get on to the next season, then you can the last episode of that season that you're on, then you could say you got one more season.
How y'all doing?
Right.
Oh, let's get on
That's fair.
matter
I got
story.
people talking about I got 1 season. I got people saying that I got 1 season. It all depends on which episodes you on and all of that shit. I said, y'all need to get out of this new math shit.
I'll just
Y'all
tell you,
fucking
bro.
everything.
If people can't get 2 + 2 = 4, it would be best for you to lead a conversation.
Everybody.
But to the prompt, I think we're in an era in which people saying that they're triggered is an acceptable excuse for their behavior. That was it. Because if someone says they was triggered, then they can say from there, whatever they do after they're triggered, they're not saying that they are totally not responsible, but oh yeah,
No,
that's
that's the way they usually
understandable.
tell it.
You would, yeah, that's understandable. You was triggered. That's why you did that. Because triggers are not a new thing, and not at
No, it's
all.
not.
People been triggered since the beginning of time. Like there are no new emotions. People respond in certain kind of ways. What's different now is that being an acceptable response or an acceptable excuse for why you did what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Who is it acceptable by?
Shit, they could find.
But
I mean, you can find somebody that says I'm triggered, and then you can find somebody that's gonna say, "Oh yeah, now I understand."
oh, fuck that. I don't give a fuck if you triggered or not. That's a you issue.
Well, I'm saying that we're not talking individually. I'm saying socially acceptable answer for behavior.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah. People trying to condone their bad behavior because they got triggered by something you said.
Correct. So with that being said, I know I can do this and say I was triggered.
but sometimes people use triggers to distract themselves from getting the point. So if you
True.
if you have they'll be like, oh
They be
yeah, I'm
trying to
triggered. Oh my
sidestep
god.
shit.
Soul be bringing too many gems, dog. I need to use him for last or something. Dang,
For real,
chill.
it's the truth, man.
It's
You
all that
know how
hair
it
that's let him
is.
be in there like that,
No, damn
man.
well.
You
You know damn well you can ask a straightforward question and a motherfucker give you a 10-minute monologue and ain't answer the motherfucking word in that question.
But the question is the trigger real at that point?
Or
Because
is it,
if I'm doing it intentionally, right, to say I'm distracting myself or whatever, is it really being triggered, or is it that I can say that's the issue and now it is excused? You
it's
see
an
what I'm
avoid
saying?
it's an
That's them tone
avoidance.
matter type people I be hearing all
You
the
said
time.
you said
It's
what? You said
it's an
what?
it's an avoidance. That's what it is.
Well, what I'm saying to you is it even real at that point?
No, no, it's not because you're
So
using. Go ahead, go ahead.
no, because a trigger would speak to an involuntary response,
Mm.
Well,
Right,
you
but
know,
right?
I'll say in certain instances a trigger can be real, it can be honest.
it could be
It's just like
weaponized too.
well, very true. But it's just like there's certain places that I can't go because I'll have a fucked up response to it because it brings back a certain memory.
Right.
Mm.
And in that
Yeah.
case, it's a true and honest response. So I do my best to avoid those places. Now, if you intentionally go those places where you know you're gonna have a visceral response, that's then your problem and your fault. And
Right.
I have no empathy, no sympathy, none of that shit for you.
I mean, you
Yeah.
like it. I mean,
My
you like it.
the major point I was saying is a lot of times these things are not involuntary responses. Like if somebody can tell you what their triggers are in advance, right?
Right.
And then they behave out exactly the way that they predicted prior to, this is not a trigger. It's
That's
not.
why a lot of these adults
This
on this.
is
That's
this
why
is
a lot
this.
of these adults on this damn app, I be looking at them like you dumb as fuck. But they can get on a panel and explain to you exactly what that daggone quote unquote childhood traumas are. They can give you dates and times, and I'm like, motherfucker, you just want us to have some sympathy for your ass. Shut the
Yeah.
fuck.
Mm.
So
Yep.
it's a planned excuse
Uh-huh.
for how you should empathize when it lands on you, right? So they're pre what's the word I'm looking for? They're prompting you or preparing you to say, oh, when you see me act like this, it's because of this. But I'm telling you in
Yep.
advance, I'm going to do this to you, and I want you to be able to be okay with it. Because
Okay,
I
now
want you,
Right. That's like
you
an
just triggered
example.
me now.
Is that
You just
Sean?
triggered
huh?
me now. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Cause I'm gonna tell you, sometimes I have no. Sometimes I go into lives and tell people I come with a parental advisory sticker and a warning label.
Yeah.
That's
So
just letting you know.
for me personally, like if somebody tells me they've been traumatized or whatever, and then they try to come at me sideways later because of that, right? You know what I'm saying? And bring out all that stuff. My goal in that situation is to traumatize them.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
Damn.
you're telling me this is your learning style and it's stuck since you've been 7.
true.
So this is a learning moment for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to save society from this type of behavior because trauma does cancel out trauma. Like you get a bully, right? You get a bully, he bully until he get punched in the eye. You know what I'm saying? And then he stops. So, maybe I'm a little unorthodox, but
Nah.
thus far I gotta.
Now that makes sense to me.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
but
sense.
because at this time, like I'm telling you, people, it's a manipulation tool to put it out in front.
Right.
And I'm not taking away from people that really have these issues, but everybody around us have not been traumatized. I don't care. Everybody is not traumatized to the point to where they can't control their behavior, and it's somebody else's fault.
Do
At
you do,
40 years,
do you
huh?
think that do you think that it's possible that someone could get triggered so much that it no longer affects them anymore?
What do you mean?
Be so like for example, you know how like let's say if let's say if a woman in a relationship and she was like, well, I'm so used to that happening to me, I don't feel nothing nobody. Like they become numb to it. So now
But
it's
it's
no
not.
longer. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's
It's
no
more
longer
trauma
trigger.
than
It's no. I mean, by definition, it's no longer triggering.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, do you think that people they can almost they can kind of put themselves through it so much that it can kind of like make them numb to it, and they disguise it
I
as
think people can become desensitized.
right, and they disguise it as healing, but that's not healing.
Right. I think some people can become desensitized to certain shit.
Okay, suppressing it. Yes, you're suppressing it. There you go.
Right?
Yeah,
That's
even
just like a lot of people that say shit and they put themselves in this predicament so much, or they've been put in a predicament so much that they look at everything side eye. That's just like I be trying to explain to people on some of these panels when everywhere you go, you see the same person going into 30 different lives talking about how they've been SA'd and BV'd and how it hurts them. I'm like, it evidently get out there. You keep putting your living that same moment over and over again. And when people have a certain reaction to you, now you want to act like you mad, but you really not mad. Because if you was, you would understand once you put shit out there for public consumption, you can no longer dictate how people act. So
well,
you keep doing it over and over again and getting the same reaction. It doesn't bother you.
well, even this idea of everybody is healing or healing. Like I don't understand when people say healing is a lifelong journey. Like I don't know how that
these
benefits.
motherfuckers don't know how to heal.
Yo,
Well,
I
but
be
I'm
saying
what
the
I'm
same
saying is
thing.
if you take on the idea that healing is a lifelong journey, I don't see how that works. Because how do you heal and still be hurt and wounded through the whole piece? Like it doesn't make sense.
Well,
Like
you know what?
Right.
if you take on the construct that you would never heal, yes, it will be true. But I'm saying in a nutshell, who benefits from that? I don't
Nobody.
want to
It
do that.
depends. It depends
Look,
on how much you
that's
have to
my stand.
heal. It's not
No,
always
but
black and white. You
what I
have
what
one thing to heal.
no,
Okay,
you're missing the
let me explain to you my point of view and rest assured.
what I'm saying in a nutshell to the person that said it depends. I'm saying you're going into it, right? And you're going into it saying this is a lifelong journey that will never end. You're predicting that this is
No.
never going to be over.
No, let me explain to you why I don't like to use that quote, that healing journey shit, right? And I like to use healing process because the process is an ongoing thing. And I
A
equivocated when I speak
journey's
about it
always end
to
though.
this. Hold on,
Hold
hold on.
on, go
I
ahead.
equivocated to this. I equivocated to this. When we are born, I equivocated to a suit of armor, right? When we are born with that perfect suit of armor. There's no scratches, no dings, or whatever. However, as we live life, we get, damn it, I'm fucking off in my car. We go through certain things that causes damage to that suit of armor. And I don't care what uh, blacksmith you take it to, that armor will never be perfect again. You may be able to develop coping mechanisms that will keep you from having the same reaction that you had when it first happened, but you're never going to get that perfect suit of armor again. That's why I said it's a healing process, not a healing journey.
Real quick, guys, can y'all start tapping the screen? We are only at 4,000. I don't see the
Yeah, I got you.
numbers going up, so can you make sure you're tapping the screen? And we're at 53 shares. So if everyone in here that's talking and commenting, if we all share the live, we would be well over 70 shares. So can y'all make sure I do that while we're listening to people? I would definitely appreciate that. So tap it up and share it up while you're talking it up. Okay, thank you. I
Yeah,
think
that works.
thanks. Who was next? I can't see. Sorry. The little autumn. Yep, autumn. Go ahead. Oh, I like that 61 shares. Look, y'all listen well. I like y'all. Thank you. Keep going.
So, I'm just gonna respond to what the person was saying before. So, when you're on a healing journey, like journeys, every journey has to come to an end. Now, when people say they're on like a lifelong journey and they're like claiming that, I would only assume like whatever it is that they've been through, they feel they need to heal from, is something really, really deep. And also like when it comes to like mental health, people have to understand like it's multiple layers to things. It depending on how bad it was. Like for example, if I don't know, maybe you were abused, either by a man as an adult or when you were a kid or something like that. It affects your communication skills. It affects how you see yourself, how the world sees you. How you go about your life. There's a whole lot of different dynamics to it that a lot of people don't expect until you try to heal yourself and unravel all those different things and all your own toxic behaviors. So that's the only thing I can imagine when it comes to that. But
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
mhm.
Hey, I gotta go.
Something
I'll
that
jump on home later.
something that happened, say, 15, 20 years ago, right?
Mhm.
And it was something that caused you some distress. And it's almost like PTSD. I could have went to war in the Vietnam War, not saying that I'm that damn old. But
Mhm.
20, 25 years later, I went through therapy, I went through all of this shit. And as soon as I hear car backfire, I revert back to that moment. Was I
Mhm.
healed? Was I healed before that happened? Or am I still going through that particular process?
So you would be on a lifelong healing journey. So you would still have far to go. So there are things that still trigger you.
So,
So you can be majorly healed or mostly healed, but if you have developed PTSD, there are some things like hearing a car backfire, hearing fireworks, or hearing somebody scream or a door slam that might trigger you internally. It's like your defense mechanism, your nervous system it's always on edge, no matter what you do. Sometimes more than others.
okay.
The,
I didn't mean that, and I fucked up, and I'll admit that I fucked up. I did not mean to put in PTSD. I understand how that works. What I'm saying is there are certain things that happen to you that regardless
Mhm.
of how long the time has passed, you're still gonna have that. You're still gonna have a reaction to it. It's just like where my ex passed from. It's been 11 years, right? Even though I've dealt with her passing, whenever I go past this particular block in the city, I still have this little twinge in my daggone stomach. I don't have that same crazy ass reaction that I used to. It's just that I've developed coping mechanisms whereas though I can deal with it better than I used to.
I would
Correct.
say
That's everybody.
let
Like
me
my
say this
dad
real quick.
passed like maybe 8 years ago. I still
Oh, dang, I guess she ain't hear me. All right, but I was about to say, let me say this though. I would say to answer your question, Warlock, or your statement, right? I believe you healed, or you, we can say, I don't like to say heal all the way, but whatever, we gonna say heal, right? When you healed is when you react to it differently, because you're gonna have triggers no matter what in life. That's just overall. That's why I have to put pros and cons of being triggered. But when you heal, that means you look at it differently, you react to it differently, or you don't act the same way how it was when you first act, or you don't act worse than when you first got in a type situation though. So that would be signs that you healed from it. Because it don't take like to not have no triggers don't mean that you're healed. I mean that you're that's impossible. We humans, so it's things that stay inside of us for us to for memory, what I'm saying, to react and whatever. That's just how that is anyways though. But when you move to it differently, that's when you know. That's how I figure when a person is healed or not.
That's why that's why I never like to put the ED on it because to me the ED on the end of healed signifies completion.
Well, when I
I
say
believe it is completed if you don't act the same
And
exact way. You most definitely completed it. If you laugh about something instead of crying about it this time, or if you get gratitude about it instead of more sorrow behind it, I believe that is completion.
I mean, I think when it comes to like the whole life is a long, healing journey or whatever, I think that I would say this, there are different parts in my life, depends on what you're working on healing first. Like, I would say I would agree to that if you are working on certain things to heal from. Because, if you're 33 years old and you've been through a lot in your life, it's kind of hard for you to work on all of that simultaneously. So it might feel like a lifelong, healing journey. It's hard to heal everything, every crevices of your life when you got so much to heal from. But you also have to learn how to adapt and navigate with the times. So as human beings, we are adaptable.
That's what
Yeah,
it comes
we
down.
are adaptable. You have I think
That's
that now with the new age adults, I don't think that they have thick skin. I just think that they're just numb. Versus the old generation, they have thick skin. They really wasn't triggered by a lot. Like you didn't really see people trying to get you to lose your job because you said something offensive to them and all these movements. You didn't really have all that. People was like, all right, they like, okay, cool. They clap back at you. It would be that and that would be that. But nowadays it's just like people are using the traumas. Now you got some people who honestly do want to heal. They actually doing the work. But then you got some that were like, I'm just gonna let my traumas carry me on, and I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna weaponize that to be manipulative. And it's like, you ain't gonna have no relationships like that because somebody on the other end of you. Because you got to remember, people, you don't experience yourself like how other people experience you. So
look. It's the same thing as like I said, when I was growing up, right? It was like I used to often talk about. I say if some of these little motherfuckers nowadays would have grew up when I grew up, yeah, most of these motherfuckers would be in an insane asylum because they like you said, they don't have thick skins. It's like when we used to shoot the dozens and shit. You know, the mama jokes and shit, right? A kid would fight a whole goddamn playground because somebody called their mother a dope fiend and a trick. But as soon as he go home, what is she? She's a dope fiend and a trick. How does that make sense? But as soon as somebody say something to you, you all up in freaking arms, your feelings get hurt, you go cry, boo-hoo, and snot balling. Whereas though coming up, most of us, when I was coming up, we took that shit on the chin. We either learned how to get better at it, or we just didn't participate.
I mean, I get that, but it's just I think that the reason why it's like that is because, especially when you gotta go home to that, and you see your mom or your dad strung out, and then somebody outside, they might not even know that's your real reality. But the simple fact that when you get away from your house, that is your chance to escape from that. That's your
So
chance
you
to.
wasn't fighting when
Hold on.
somebody started talking about your mom or your daddy? I was ready to
I
throw
wasn't.
down.
No, I wasn't really fighting. But what I'm saying is that I understand why people do it because if they go home to that every day and they see their mom and dad strung out and stuff like that, and then they leave the house, they taking them being absent from the house as I finally can get away from it, even if it's for a couple of hours. So somebody outside might say something, and it's like, damn, you trying to remind me of the same shit I'm trying to get away from. Even though that person don't really know that you living like that. That person don't know that your reality is really like that. It can be triggering to you because it's like, damn, I'm leaving the house or I'm going to school to escape that reality. And somebody in school brings that reality back up. So,
Nobody ever liked hearing the truth.
I mean, it is the
I'm
truth.
sorry.
I get
In
it.
the 90s, early 2000s, you talk about my mom and daddy, we had a fight, period.
I never fought. See, I guess that's different for me because nobody ever talked
really
about my mom
my
and my
mom
daddy.
or nothing like that.
Y'all didn't have mama
Like right
jokes
now, right?
elementary school?
I have a daughter.
Y'all
I mean,
ain't hear
was your
that?
mama so fat?
No,
Like your mama so fat?
Like I said, we used to shoot the
Yeah, I
dozens
was
like
ready
a
to fight.
motherfucker.
Don't talk about my mom. Don't talk about my
We used to shoot the
dad.
dozens,
I'll kill you
but
over
it never
both.
led to a fight.
And won't
though.
get in trouble.
It never led to a daggone fight. Like I said, you either got better at it, or your ass just didn't participate. That's all. It never led to a fight. Now the thing is, when we used to fight, it was over something serious. It wasn't about you talked about my mom or you talked about my daddy. It was something that you actually did to our ass that made us want to throw hands. And the thing about throwing hands nowadays, we used to throw hands. I don't know how old you are, but we used to throw hands and we'd be out there playing on baseball or football that evening. We didn't carry shit over a whole
That's
damn
true.
summer.
I will give you that. We
It was
did
like
get over it.
you took that ass whipping. You took that ass whipping, and the goal was, if you fought somebody, make them not want to come back for round two.
True.
And that's always been my goal. if I ever had to fight anybody, you're not gonna want to come back for round three.
Look, how my dad's side of the family was raised, my dad used to bring me over to somebody's house to fight. Like, not like my mom's side was polar opposite, but my dad's side, my dad be like, no, you better go beat her up. You better go get your stuff back. Did not play.
I ran home from one dude one time, right? And I was fast as fuck, so I got home. And I stepped in the door. My brother was like, "What you running for? Why you out of breath?" I said, "Such and such chasing." You know what my brother did to me? That motherfucker kicked me in my damn chest. Told me to take my ass outside. He said, "Win, lose, or draw, you're not getting back in this house."
Right. I mean, I think it was a different, like you said, like back then. It was, I ain't like you or whatever, or we'll go to the basketball court. We'll do something to get our shit off. It wasn't out.
And it wasn't 5, 6, 7, 8 motherfuckers.
Yeah, it
on one
wasn't. It's
motherfucker
like
either.
everybody was like, nah, let them get the fair one, and if the fair one, whoever best man wins, that's what it was. But
Yep.
nowadays, it's just like that's why I don't even bother to argue with dudes, because it's just like I already know dudes be on some BS. So I'll just be like, you know what? Well, you got that, Shorty.
I think a lot of times, man, kind of with the situations y'all talking about, people don't be sincerely, again, triggered. It's what you're supposed to do, right? Somebody talk about your mother, you're supposed to fight. Somebody call you an N-word, you're supposed to fight. And back in my day, it was if somebody called you a B, you're supposed to fight, right? But you know, with
You
the
really
word,
wasn't mad.
yeah,
You was
it was because if you don't, right? Oh, you let them talk about your mother. So it was more fear of the judgment that would come from not doing it, right? That's the way I assessed it. Because I remember women, if a woman called another woman a B, those was fight words. Now it's like I'm the baddest B. You get what I'm saying?
It's a term of they turned it from fighting words to terms of abuse.
It's not really necessarily the triggering thing that happens most of the time. Now I do say there is a cases where it is, but most of the stuff, like even stepping on somebody's shoes, back in the day, you step on somebody's shoes, oh man, you got to do something.
Yeah, what was up with that? What was up with that, y'all?
It was the same kind of silly stuff. It was the assumed response at the time. That's what it was. It was just that. It's nothing behind it. There is no real meaning, no substance to it. It's just that, oh, if somebody do that, this is what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Because black people will call each other N-word all day long, and then as soon as somebody of another race say it, now we like puppets on the damn string. We are puppets on the damn string. Like now, if they do that, man, listen, I'm telling you right now, ain't nobody about to trick me off the streets.
Especially with the people who come up on panels late at night and start saying the N-word, I feel like they desensitize me to that so much. Like, I kind of want to think of now, because, like, I feel like I could take it more if somebody outside my race said it to me. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like, the young kids that just come up on the panel, like, and, like, a whole bunch of stuff. Like, it don't bother me how it used to.
That be the ones, but that be the ones that be trolling. They never really had real life concept. Like, you gotta understand too, they grew up in a 2000s, and
but that's to my point. That's to my point. That's why they do it, because they know from that now that is a trigger, meaning it's an involuntary response that people get upset. They'll be having a conversation about anything, and they'll do that, and then the whole conversation become about that, and people be so upset. Right. When really, you just got finished saying my nigga to this one and that one and this one.
But they don't even do it no more. If you notice, the conversation just flow on. Like, people don't even acknowledge it how they used to. The host might be like, I'm sorry about that, and, we move on. But at first, when it first started happening, everybody was up in the uproar.
Correct.
But we've been desensitized.
And what you see is the person that used to do it, they do it less because they can't get the response.
Right. Yeah, true. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I still get a little off when a person say that to me. I ain't gonna totally crash out, but I'm gonna give you that look. Like, especially if you're a YT person, I'm gonna look at you like, bro, you okay? Like I
Oh,
So
in
ain't
real
say
life,
nothing to
yes.
you.
On
so
I'm
TikTok,
gonna tell
no.
you,
In
there's
real
there's a
life,
phrase.
so in real life, you know what I do? I
What?
beat them to the punch. I call
How
a
you?
white T person a stupid ass nigga in a minute.
But you know what? No, I
and,
live by this
and they be
principle.
confused
I
as
live by
Hey,
this
hell.
principle.
you ever notice when you do that, then they end up saying the hard R, try to imitate it back to you? I'm not a
Yeah, I be
stupid,
like,
and then they said it hard R.
I be laughing.
That's how
I
you know
laugh
they
at
not used
them.
to saying that.
That's
What
because
the heck?
I'm laughing at them. You could tell when they not. You could tell like, all right, bro, you just did that just for a reaction. All right, okay.
We know. Hold on, we gotta stop the live. We know this look odd right now.
Warlock.
You know what? I live by several different sayings, right? But I live by this one. Not everything requires a fucking
That's what
response.
you live by.
I saw it. I
No,
knew.
I know,
I
man.
saw it. Look at you.
What happened?
Nah.
Oh man, he ain't getting no warning, no nothing.
What I
Yo,
He
miss?
said, he said, I'm gonna ignore the fact that I
I
just stopped the
know.
whole thing.
He probably didn't look at his screen. Wait, come
nah.
back.
Hold on,
Fuck
what
you,
happened?
Kev. Fuck you.
You knew it's coming, man. Quit it. What you were saying, Warlock, before I dropped, what you
No,
were saying?
I was just saying, not everything requires a response, dude. And people gotta learn that shit. Not everything requires a response. Because if you do, then you're gonna wind up responding to shit and not even talking about anything that you wanted to say.
You're right.
Right, that's
I ain't
true.
gonna lie. It took me a
not
long
every
time to
action needs a
get that
reaction.
going.
But
No,
And
not
sometimes you
necessarily.
gotta think.
It's
Sometimes you
a, it,
gotta think for. You gotta think for a
yeah,
stupid motherfucker.
you
Sometimes you
do.
gotta think for stupid.
Wait, did she say every action needs a reaction?
Yeah. She
What the
did say
heck?
that.
I
I was like,
just love what she.
But
No.
hold on. But
I was like,
That's the
technically,
opposite. I said
hold on.
not every
oh,
action
nah, I
deserves a
probably missed the next part. 'Cause
reaction.
I was
oh,
like,
okay.
dang,
But
she
hold
just,
I was
on.
about to
But
you sound
say,
like one of
Warlock,
them match energiers and
yeah,
stuff.
I was like,
if
I'm
you
about to
but
ask
No,
you.
no.
Yeah, you got
if
it.
you flip
Not
that,
and it
every
really
action deserves a
and
reaction.
it
That's
really
just
but
what I
hold on,
said
Gotcha.
in a different way.
hold on. But
it
if you
really
flip,
boiled down to are you in control or are you being controlled?
Fact. That's how I
yeah.
got it.
Oh, I like
I
that.
think
I
See
if
what
you
like
I'm
that. I
flip that
like
saying?
though,
that.
if you flip that,
Because the
that's actually true.
reality of the situation, yeah, because the reality of the situation is, can't nobody make you feel nothing.
right.
Yeah,
Nope.
feelings
It's
ain't
your
Feel
real.
choice
what
to
you
allow them to do that shit.
allow.
Because most of the time, feelings ain't even real. Like they're not. They're something that you put inside your own head and you decide to believe it.
Well, not
Feelings
say
are
they're
Here
not
fleeting
go
real.
game time.
emotions.
About to twist people's brain up.
No, get that for real
Feelings are
because
Nah,
fleeting emotions, but they are real.
no, because
I,
there are times that you feel like something is going to happen and it never happened. It's not even real. You
that's not
just
a
Oh, you
well.
saying you
That's
can
That's
be okay?
anxiety.
I get I get what you trying to get to. Even though the way you worded it was, you just saying that it could be deceptive or it could be. I always say that all the time too. That feelings don't mean it's real. I get what you mean, but you saying feelings are not real. I don't believe that part. But
You're talking about anxiety.
well,
So
no, I was
anxiety is misinterpreted, but you have to understand what the meaning of your feelings are. If you
no,
don't
I
understand your
think no,
feelings, if you don't take time to understand it, it can be interpreted
no, I
wrong.
don't think he talking about that. He literally just saying that just because you feel a way doesn't mean that it's legit.
yes, that's
Feeling,
what I'm saying.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
all he getting to about that. See, my baby she
well.
already on the
I
tip.
mean,
She already know the deal. She already got it all in the
yeah,
comments.
yeah.
She already know.
The feeling itself in the moment is real. Absolutely.
no, it's not.
Now,
It
what's
ain't.
behind?
Nah, it's
What's
not real.
behind? Okay. So give me an idea
Oh,
of
so
when you
I get
felt
what
something.
I'm. The more I keep thinking about what Game Time's saying, dang, I ain't never thought about it that way. The more you keep making me think about that though,
Because it's
because it's
not
like
real.
the thing is we look for things to confirm our feelings and stuff. Because otherwise, I get you. Like
Well,
otherwise,
what I,
we feel
what I,
away, but
what
who
I'm
that?
saying,
That's
what I'm
called.
saying in a nutshell, what I'm saying in a nutshell is the feeling is real in the moment, right? Now, the meaning, the reason why you saying you feel it may not be real because you can't give me an example of when you felt something and did not feel it at the same time. It's a
Or
mere impossibility.
a different way of thinking about it is your feelings are a tool to help you use your discernment. You don't have
What?
to react on them. You don't have to speak on them, but just use that as a tool to navigate your next move.
That's a
Nah,
that's a
nah,
different point.
You ever
no,
heard
no.
of
You made
I
you
notice
made
everybody
something
just
up.
talk about their own thing from when I'm just listening. Everybody,
no,
all three
No,
three people
I'm
talking
just
about three
saying.
different things right
but
now.
there's a
Yeah,
thing
I'm saying that.
called
No, I was talking about whether or
But
not
I think
feelings.
all y'all, I'm just say this, all y'all are valid in what y'all saying, but y'all talking about three different things as
No,
I
I'm
listen
not
to you.
talking about nothing different. He said feelings are not
Yeah,
real, and I'm
yes,
saying,
I understand you, Matt. I understand what you were
pause.
meaning. You said, and Adam is saying the management of feelings, and then Game, he on some other deep type stuff. What I didn't think about is
No, I
that,
understand. I understand what he's saying, and that's what I was
yes,
responding to. And I'm saying to him clearly, the feeling is real. The feeling is the feeling. And what he's
Real.
actually talking about is the way that you came to the feeling, because the feeling is a result of what you give meaning to. Because the feelings come from your value system, and then you define it, and then you feel it. So
So
you
and
Right,
can.
and
so
I'm talking about how to use your feelings. Your feelings are still
So
real, but there's a reason behind them.
I don't know.
sometimes
I
it's
don't know.
called
Like I said, it's
I
funny
don't
though.
know about all that.
I think I ain't gonna lie. Game Time just did a deep one that is going over y'all head. Though. I ain't gonna even lie though, because I
okay.
actually hear what he's saying though
So
for real.
so so
And it's
for
really deeper than what he's saying though, because like
but don't,
I get
I'm
what
just
Game Time mean though, but I get what y'all mean.
I get what he mean, right? I understand exactly what he mean, but what I'm saying to him is, if he can he give me an example of where he felt something and did not feel it
Dang,
at the
my
same
baby,
time?
dang, she get it. That's what I'm talking. But
Yeah.
yes, that's my whole point. I get what
Okay,
game, but I get what you talking about, Madagascar too. I get the science behind it. I understand all that, but I'm just saying what Game Time said was kind of deep. It was very deep what he said.
well,
but don't you think
It threw my brain off a little bit because I was like, "What the heck is you talking about?" But nah.
there's a thing that I came up with. It's called victim guarantee qualifications, right? So what that is and people actually show up in relationships like that too. So let's say if it's like, I'm gonna just use this perfect example. So let's say you're in a relationship with somebody, right? And let's say if the person is cheating on you, Warlock, can you mute? Warlock,
Oh, no,
Warlock.
I got you. Somebody mute. Somebody. Okay, I'm about to say I
All
can't.
right,
I
so
was
look,
writing in the comments.
so look, so let's say like you're in a relationship with somebody, and that person you have you're very suspicious about this person. You think that this person is cheating on you, but and how you think the person cheating on you is because every time you see them, they on their phone, and then they put their phone down face down. So you peep that and you think, okay, man, I don't have no proof yet, but this person is cheating on me. But let's say if like, all right, you found out the person is cheating on you, you leave that relationship alone, and then you go to the next relationship. So what happened is that that next person is gonna they on their phone or whatever, and they happen to put their phone face down. Now, what's going to happen is that's going to set something off for you to think that that person is cheating because they put their phone face down. That other person don't know that that's a trigger to you because they not thinking nothing of it. They just putting their phone down. They not noticing that they putting their phone face down. They just putting it down. But you noticing it and you thinking, damn, that right there is a hint that a person is cheating on me when they putting their phone face down. So people do stuff like that all the time. They look for something to confirm their biasness.
That's correct. That is very true. But there is a psychology behind putting your phone face down. It means you have something to hide. That's something you can look up on your
No,
own.
no, 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 no,
Interesting fact I came across.
Oh, let's
I
talk about
promise
it
you
then.
that's what it is.
Yeah, let's talk about
no,
it.
it's
Oh, let's
not
talk
because
about it.
because I'll put my
Why
phone
put your
face down
phone face
That might
because
have to
I
be a
like
topic too, though. That's
because
deep. That's another one too. Why people put their face,
so
their phone down.
because I like
what does it mean?
I like putting my phone
It
face down
doesn't
to
mean
protect
you're
my I
cheating.
My
like
point
putting my
exactly.
phone face down to protect my cameras. Okay? That ain't got
So
nothing
let
to do
me
with
ask you.
me being
So,
Sure
whatever.
you
That's
do.
why I said I
I
put
When
it
did
just
like
you
feel
that.
find
more
that one out,
comfortable
Game
because
Time?
my
People may
text
not even think
messages
nothing
pop
of
up
it.
on my screen.
Because you know
so
He
on
said
these
that's
little,
gonna be his
let me ask
famous
you.
use.
nah, for
So
real because
let me ask a question.
on these
Now,
new
if you
Ask a
have a
phones
question.
significant
Right.
other
C
that
Cell said
sends
the
you
camera
like
is in the
dirty
back too. That's
images
the
and
main
dirty
one.
text
Right.
that
Go
messages,
on,
that's
C
the reason
Cells.
to do it,
Nobody
sir.
thought about that. You got a
No,
whole
because
camera that got better
no,
quality
because
that you not blocking.
no,
Let me
because
That's true.
the
That's
front
true.
camera is the front camera is used
C
mostly.
Sales got
You
you on
mo-
that one.
you
let
mostly
me ask a
use
question
no,
then
you
to the
mostly
person
use the
that
front
said
camera.
that
You
it's a
mostly use
psychology for that.
I should start doing that shit now.
Photographers
When
use the back camera.
Um,
Amateurs use the front camera.
let me
no,
ask a question.
I'm using the front camera. Once it get all scratched up, it's over, man. You know
Does
what?
that apply to
But the
when a
back
person is
camera
home?
has way more megapixels, clarity,
Right.
resolution. That's
Yeah,
why
But
dude,
everybody
like,
uses
way
it.
more.
y'all not getting it though, because if I put my phone face down, I'm
Can y'all hear
protecting my
me?
back camera.
Can y'all hear me?
I
What
hear
you
you,
got?
Deej. I
Oh,
hear
you're
you.
So
I was
what
just
protecting your
talking.
back
happens?
I
camera.
hear
That's
you.
why you're doing it.
That's that. What I was
You
saying
need it.
is, what happens when a person puts their phone face down and they're home alone?
What yeah, it's
I
nothing.
do it when I'm home alone.
Yeah, I do.
So who are you hiding it from?
You're not hiding from
Well, you're
nobody.
not.
I
It's more
think
of a
people build a habit
subconscious
out of it.
thing.
They build a
True,
habit
that
out of it.
too. That too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I always put my phone down like that, never thinking about it.
Yeah, that me too. That's what I'm saying. I don't know where all
Like
this
I
thinking
just,
stuff
this is
came
just the
from.
way I did it. So, to say that it's a psychology behind it, I
Right.
don't. I think some people do it that way on purpose, but then
Doo doo.
what I'm saying
Do you?
is, what I'm saying to you is,
I'm with it though.
but what I'm saying is, it doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going on.
It sure
At
doesn't.
the moment, no. It doesn't mean that you're cheating. No. But it does mean that you have something to hide.
No, it
No,
doesn't. Oh my!
So it's
Stop it! Oh
anything.
my
It could
God!
be
no,
anything. It could be you have a
no,
significant
No,
other that
that
sends you
no,
isn't.
dirty
But
text
no, it doesn't.
messages and pictures.
that is
It could
No,
mean like,
no, it
look, you
doesn't.
gotta
what
read
I'm
the
saying
studies.
to you is
I'm
It
just
can
saying
be a lot.
that's an association. You have created a trigger, right?
that's
This
not
is
real. It's not real,
Now,
psychology.
and it's not
and
real.
This
no,
isn't something I've made up. This is
Yes,
something
it
that's
is.
rooted
But
in
I
fact.
don't
psychology,
care. I don't
psychology is
care.
just theories. They're just theories.
My personal experience of myself tells me that is not true.
What the hell is that?
You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to deny my own self because some psychologist said I got something to hide because I put my phone face down.
Yeah, right.
That's
Facts.
crazy work to me.
I got a reason why I put my phone face down. I have my reason. That mean I'm cheating.
I'm
I'm
not
not.
either.
First of all, black
But
men don't cheat
Unless
anyway.
y'all feeling guilty or something.
don't
Yeah,
say that.
exactly. Man, stop the madness, man. That's crazy.
I'm just saying
Like,
that a
Better
person that
confidently put your face down. If oops,
it,
that sounded crazy.
I'm saying like people
Confidently
make
put your phone.
associations to
yeah,
things.
it
So
do sound
now
crazy.
everybody who put their phone face down automatically
Confidently put your face down
But
in the
look,
pillow.
the fact y'all keep
And what's
focusing
coming up
on that
behind
cheating part kind of showing y'all have a
I'm
guilty
not focused on the
conscience.
cheating
It could
part.
be
I'm
in.
focused
It just means you have something to hide. It can
I'm
be
No,
saying
anything. It could
no,
be something in your personal life
Hold
with
up,
your
y'all.
own
no.
Hold up,
personal
y'all.
being.
Hold up, y'all. I see my
Your
baby
phone
hand
is
up.
like an extension of you.
I'm
Autumn,
saying none of
man,
that
I
is
muted you
true.
last time. Why y'all act like y'all don't hear me? I know y'all see this box. I'm gonna let y'all go right back. My boo got to talk real quick, real
So
quick.
silly. Thanks, babe. No, I was just thinking, it's possible that it just means that that person values their privacy, but not in a bad way or a good way. It could just mean that, it's important to them.
I mean honestly, like most of the time, I have my phone on do not disturb anyway. So if I didn't want you to say anything, you ain't gonna say anything regardless. So that whole cheating thing is just that's just a messed up
Meantime,
theory.
do you value your privacy?
Oh yeah, a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is, what do y'all say to
Game
a
time.
person?
You giving him more ammo, man. He already talking about the Chinese gonna look at him and all this other stuff.
What I'm
He's
saying
stuck
is,
on the cheat. Oh
What?
yeah, I believe that. I
what do
believe
y'all?
that. Like the apps and stuff you have on your phone, like let me tell you, I worked at a tech company. I worked at a few tech companies. These apps and stuff, like we can see everything you're doing. Like it's pretty bad.
Yeah,
So
I believe,
it's
but
not a
okay. Since y'all want
stretch.
to, what about the phone? It can hear what you doing too. Shoot.
it sure
Oh,
can.
absolutely. And even though I
And
turned all
you
that
know how we
crap
know
off,
that because we can say,
it'd
"Hey
still be
Google."
doing it.
So, so the
It's
person
not
that
even
lives,
that. Like I
The
can have a
fact that it's wait for
conversation
you to
about
say, "Hey
something.
Google," it show you that it's listening. That's how
person that
I
lives,
figured it out. I'm like,
When
hold on,
you
this is
start
waiting on me to
having a
say, "Hey Google."
when you start having a conversation about something, you start seeing it advertised on Facebook and a whole bunch of different platforms. Oh yeah, your phone
Look,
listening to you heavy.
I make one better for you. I was talking to somebody else about forgiveness and God and things like that. I go to TikTok. The first video I see is a video about forgiveness. I said, what's going on here, man? I said, nah.
last night I was telling my friend about my messed up day, and I was like, you know what, I ain't gonna worry about it because God got me. Tell me why I get on Facebook, one of the first advertisements I seen was this Sheen shirt, and it says God got me on it. I screenshot it and
So
sent
I
it
got
to my
something worse
friend.
than y'all. So I got a one up y'all because this young, I talked about this happened like sometime last year. My phone was in the car, and I was telling one of my coworkers about Uggs, and then I came to my car and I see a commercial about Uggs. I was like, "What the heck? How's that possible?"
So
And I
if
never
you
talk about Uggs because she just brung it up and something like that, and then out of nowhere, I was like, "What this thing telekinesis too?"
Here's one for you. Here's one for you. It was a guy in front of me talking about World War II Germany, right? So I said, well, let me I'm gonna look it up. I typed in the letter W, and the first thing that came up was World War II Germany. I'm like, no,
That's what it's that's
ain't
what
no
the
damn
phone do
way.
listen.
let me
Ain't
tell
no
you some
damn
real
way.
ish though. This is it. This has been ingrained into everybody's phone. This isn't even French. This is something that you can go look up for yourself. So about 10 years ago, they were doing experiments with mice. So we're just learning about it 10 years ago. It was already happening. Where basically they were trying to ingrain this technology to see if they can predict their behaviors and read their minds. Long story short, all this technology is now in Samsung and is in iPhone, so where it can literally read your mind. And this is how I even came upon this. I want to say like maybe about 7 years ago. One of my good friends kept telling me that her phone is reading her mind. I'm thinking she's crazy. What do you mean it's reading your mind? Like what the heck are you talking about? Maybe you're just really predictable until it started doing it to me. Like I can just be thinking about a random song, anything that I haven't heard in years, and then my phone will start advertising it to me. Like your phones know like everything that you do and everything you think. Like
I don't know about that one. I'm with you
I
with the features.
120% promise you, Google it yourself. The Samsung have a technology in the phone that can read your mind. Like I sent it to my friend, like I want to say like a year ago. This is fact. This is not
Hey, yo,
exaggeration.
video did me like that recently. I ain't gonna lie. When it was one of them guessing videos that be having the cards and stuff. I was like, that's the luckiest stuff ever. It was like guess a number, and it was the card thing when he do hide the cards behind his back, and then put it in front of you. And then my favorite number 9 anyway, so I just thought in my mind, I like 9. This nigga threw a 9 up. I was like, what the heck? How? Out of all the
Look,
stuff, how he get out? He could have put a king up. He could have put up anything. He gonna put up the number 9. I was like, dog. I don't think that's gonna
let
ever happen.
me
I wanted to try to find that video again. I lost the whole video though. I'm like, dang, is I'm getting freaking a spiritual thing on me? Because why I can't find a video no more?
it's gonna
I
pop
was,
back up
I was
now.
gonna try it
Like
again too, man. My
I think
brother
the craziest
Global in the
one,
building.
the
So
craziest
face
one I
down forward.
got,
Yo, yo.
like
Oh,
there's this
Denise in here too.
really
Who gonna
Yeah.
drop down for Denise? You know I gotta get the trainer up in here.
I
Did you
get
say
down.
hi to
so
Mirror too?
Mirror, he in another. I think he on his live though. That's what I was
Uh,
saying. When
Oh,
you
well,
somebody
drop
seen somebody.
Mirror then. If Mirror's
Oh,
not actively here.
Nah,
all
you
right.
can drop me. You can drop
Oh,
right,
is
me.
he there? Oh, he cheating on his live and
Yeah, you
he
can
here.
drop
Okay, I
Mars.
mess with him.
right.
You said what matter?
Yeah,
You
you can
said
drop
you?
Mars.
I
Yeah,
just
you can
came
drop
up
me.
with something.
Oh, okay. All right, brother. Just request back up if you trying to come up, brother. Hold up. Let me do it for you. Cause you got that.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
just came up.
I don't wonder how he got that one bar though. I wonder how he make that happen. That was the first time I seen a person on one bar that can actually talk on time.
Yeah, that
That's
one bar for a
crazy.
minute too.
What up, Coach? In the building,
Good
Mirror in the building.
evening. Good evening. How's
Yeah,
everybody doing?
good.
Doing well,
No
doing well.
topic.
At least
Good.
I know my
how are
live
Everybody
pretty
got
you?
one
good. I know
opinion.
my baby's live is good. I'm like, she came back to my live again. My live must be good. 'Cause I know my baby live always good.
Aw, thanks, Boom.
Everybody had a good day?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
That's great. That's always great. That's
That's
always
what
great.
Mm.
Kev said.
This is a really good topic. This
Hmm.
is a really good topic. And I would definitely say in general terms, we are in real time seeing the easily triggered era. In real time on TikTok, it's a real thing. Pros and cons of being triggered. I honestly don't think there's any pros of being triggered. I don't think there's anything good that comes with being triggered because that comes with, I feel like people get impulsive. They say the first thing that comes to their mind, and then they use the excuse of, I'm brutally honest, or, I don't have a filter. And you know me, that's just like,
Mm.
everybody knows that person in the friend group that easily gets triggered and they say, y'all know that's just how Pookie is, or y'all know that's just how Keisha is, or who? Oh, wait, hold up. If there's anybody named Keisha, I'm sorry, but that's just how Kiki is. She don't have no filter. You know, those are
Hmm.
examples of how we have always, even before social media, like people being triggered. I don't think it was talked about or expressed with that language or that verbiage,
I
but
talk
we've
about the
seen it.
term 0 to 100 that Drake tried to popularize. I said that's
Right.
impulsive too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But when you're moving off of impulse, you're leaving sound judgment out the window. You're not using sound judgment in your decision making. So anything rushed is just a bad decision waiting to happen, in my opinion. So when
Mm.
should you walk on eggshells? You should never walk on eggshells for anybody else's sake. If you cannot properly articulate yourself to say, you know what, these are my needs. Um, I know that we're having issues right now, but this is what I need to happen in this moment. I need you to hear me. I need you to hear my point of view. And what I'm gonna do is when it's your turn, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna hear your point of view. But there's no need to walk around on eggshells for anybody, not a coworker, not a friend, nobody. Um,
Okay.
how do you
That's the
know
last one.
when?
That's the last one we
Oh,
left
okay.
off at right there. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. I'll
And I
land.
got some stuff now because I got some different perspectives from some few things you said though. But I like that. I like that she came straight forward. I like that. So let me get and babe, whenever you want to go, you can go whenever. Uh, otherwise I'm gonna get huh? Oh, I see that I'm mute.
I said, okay, thank you. I can
Okay.
go after the last person.
Okay. All right. Global, you can go ahead. Oh no, let me see. Is Mirror here? Because I know he's trying to operate two things at one time. Mirror,
I
you
have
there?
some
What's
pushback.
up? Yeah, I'm
I
listening.
got pushed back too though, a little bit, but we gonna get to that open panel though. Mirror, so you can
Yeah,
do
your
the first
topic is
1 through 3.
triggering. It triggered me. Yeah, I'm triggered. I was triggered when I saw the word triggered. I was just like, why they got this word up here? So why you got triggered up here? You could have used any other word but
Any
triggered.
other
You should
word, bro?
change your word. Why you got triggered on your prompt? Change it.
Right.
People be killing me when they be coming up talking like that too. Now mod me up.
Right. Mind me up. Mind me up.
But
People
yeah, what's
come.
good, bro? What's good?
I'm good, man.
I was just thinking about doing something similar to this one.
Hey,
But
you
mine was
know,
gonna
do
talk
your
about people
thing
being
for
so
real.
sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
Why they so easily offended. But I like triggered too, same thing, pretty close.
Yeah.
Easily triggered, would you say? Yeah, very easily triggered. I think people take these conversations in here way too personal. Some things I think we take way too serious. Um, it, the things we should take serious, we don't take serious enough. And just, you know, our
Well, I don't
focus.
sound like I hear you talking through that mask.
It's this tablet. For some reason, it don't have a
I'm about
loud
to say
mic.
you don't get no fresh breath. You got to talk through that mask.
Nah, it's just nah, it's this tablet. This tablet just ain't loud for some reason. I don't know what it is. Even if I put a headset on it, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying. But where you want me to go next? The pros and
Oh, we
cons of
just
being
we just
triggered.
going all the way up to eggshells and end right there. So the
Okay.
pros and cons, and then that. Yep.
Ain't no pros and cons of being triggered. Well, the cons, there ain't no pros. I can't think of any. I mean, once you realize it's a trigger, the only pro I can think of is that you realize that something triggered you. You can work on it if you are willing to be aware
Oh,
of and
some
work on it.
dang man! I was hoping somebody ain't saying nothing. I think you took one. You took one. I was gonna say you had to. Why you had to? I thought you was gonna go pants. Hey, you wasn't
know
supposed to think
me.
on it.
You should know better
You
than that
wasn't
by
supposed to
now.
think on
Exactly, I
that.
was gonna
You
say.
gonna learn one of
I
these
let
days.
somebody else about to say. Everybody else about to say because I was waiting because I see. I don't think I seen the Denise. No, did she say that? There was a few things I was like, let me throw the other perspective. I can't wait. Dang, shoot.
Yeah,
I
but
thought
I
you
think. Come on now, you know.
Yeah,
Hey,
come on,
you know
because I
how
was
my
like, all
mind
right, since
tick.
nobody said it, I'm gonna.
I keep telling people there's search parties up there looking for lost people up there who lost too. Let's see the cons. Uh, I mean, if you're not willing to acknowledge your triggers or not aware of them, I mean, especially, I mean, we got these smooth these schools pew pews going on.
hmm
You got things where people are just losing their mind, and it's funny because we don't want to remember before the school pew pews we had a term called going to the mailbox, but not to the mailbox. You know,
Mm.
so it was just the parents doing it first. You know, people were getting triggered, lose their mind, and snap. You know, if you got certain people come back from the war or have been in wars in their relationships, you know, they are triggered. But I think that we have a society that has raising a lot of people with no discipline, no control, self control,
hmm
no patience, and very impulsive. And so because of that, sometimes they use that as an excuse to, you know, to they're triggered to or prompted to act
I
out
feel like trigger
out of
people with a
order.
question.
You said what?
I'm thinking about why you say that. I'm saying I'm gonna trigger people with a question, because you got me thinking. You said they're raised, right? I was gonna
Yeah.
think about, but we're gonna leave this one open panel. But I'm gonna just get y'all bored
Well,
up real
some of
quick.
them are
So,
raised, some of them make
so
choices. You
do
know
you
me.
believe?
I'm not. There's no what you call it with me. I can't put everybody in the same box. You know,
hmm
so generalizations. There's no generalization. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I was saying to trigger though. This gonna be my side question when you get done with the eggshell one. And then AL and Rachel go. So my side question, this for y'all to think on, is gonna be like, well, since we talking about, um, do you believe majority of the time is it a two-parent
Well, hold up a
household or
second.
single?
Hold up
Yep,
a second.
yep. He about to go over there, cuss out his peoples over there on his platform real quick. See, he got triggered. Sorry, let me stop. But
I might need to go recharge this stuff.
until they can y'all tap real quick. I only got, I think I see a couple people. Small open panel with Denise. Okay, yeah, that do that. I was thinking about that too. I was like, "Dang, my baby always thinking of some good ideas." I seen you when you did that on your live. I was like, "That's a good one." I wanted to steal it so bad. Like, no, that was
Steal
good that you
it,
thought about
baby.
that.
Steal it.
I'm taking everything already, man. All right, yeah, that is a good one though. Every time somebody go, that make it expound. Yeah, so let's get on. All right, so you said you want to go for what Denise said too, because I was thinking about some stuff too. She said a few things that I was like, I said I got a different perspective on a couple of those things though. But I love how she just, direct, because I mess with everything she said though. But I also see a different perspective on those too. Let's get to it then. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Can I
definitely.
add to it before
You
that?
can start it,
Recognizing.
AL. Yeah, just because you ain't spoke yet. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Well, I want to, because what triggered me to come up here was something that was somebody was saying a second ago about talking about thinking about stuff and actually it popping up on the screen. So just to tie both of those conversations together, I think sometimes we take the words and look at only the negative connotation or how we perceive it based off of what most people look at it as. But I do think there are positive triggers in general. We just have to be aware of those. Like I said, I think the conversation was going well and it prompted me to want to come up here in general to talk about that specific piece. So it may not always be negative, but there are people that for the most part do stuff and they automatically want to kind of like jump in based off of something that makes them feel bad about something they heard internally, right? But for me, on top of that, just to kind of, like I said, speak, because that's the main piece I came up here, because I'm not going to be up for too long. But it is true what she's talking about. I literally had this conversation maybe a couple of days ago, and I was telling people about that, and I was also explaining to them that you have McDonald's that was doing tests with earbuds to be able to pay attention to your they I forget the company, but they connected with a company that does headphones, and they've been basically sending subliminal advertisements through there, also studying your brain waves. You also got um Microsoft that has a cryptocurrency system where they're able to literally tokenize your whole body based off of your attention. So you looking at the screen, you can tell when you're looking away from the screen, and this is how they're going to be paying people in the future for stuff that, like, basically what we're doing right now on this app, talking. And it was something else. We now have the ability to actually go and take individuals' brain waves and record their dreams and make pictures and images out of them as well. So this technology and all this new stuff that's out there, like, we are really living in sci-fi times, Black Mirror times. So a lot of that stuff that people be talking about, this shit is actually happening now. But like I said, I think triggering ultimately in regards to the things that.
Long-winded, Global.
Say that again.
I said, don't be too long-winded.
I'm gonna answer the last question. I'll land my plane. When should you walk on eggshells? I don't think you should. I just think you should just say what you're gonna say, get it out, and people are gonna respond how they want to respond to it. She made that y'all laughing, but she made that joke because we was talking about that earlier. But I'll let my plane. I'll let my plane.
For sure. Okay. Cece, I see you wanted to respond.
Yes, sir. Hello, Mr. Kev. Hello, Miss Rachel.
What's
Hello,
the
everyone on the panel.
deal?
Um, I wanted to, okay, can I add to what he was saying too? And then can I answer, was it the first three?
All right.
Okay. I wanted to add what he was saying because I know I heard the other lady say it too, but I want to also say that when we on like Facebook or the video games you may download to your phone, if you pay attention to, they always ask you like, is it okay if we follow the games that you downloaded so that we can use it to advertise more things like this? And I think that sometimes even when we're on social media and we like certain things, like you might see some shoes that's floating on our Facebook. You're like, oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. Click like, and then your phone is like grabbing that in, and then like my Samsung TV, my phone also, my email is on my phone. So it's like with my Samsung TV, I also put my email in there. So I think that it's like an algorithm. Whenever you like on your phone, sorry, I said that word kind of weird. My tongue get twisted. But um when you like stuff, your email is connected. I think, with me liking stuff on my phone, my email is also on my TV. It also advertises the same stuff to me that I like on social media or but yeah, I do think it's true. I don't know how they're doing it necessarily, but I just thought about that as a thought, like maybe because the algorithm of the social media and what we like, even not even that, like just being on um what is it called? Thing on Amazon or go and order certain things and all that stuff we use our phone daily to do. I think that's how they're actually getting a lot of our information because if you really do pay attention and read the fine print of some of this stuff, it would tell you we're going to use the information, the data that you use to they will claim is to better give you a better experience. And that's how we get hit to our phones too. Better experience and they advertise all the stuff you may like. Cause me and my husband was talking about a car we seeing cars everywhere. Oh, you can get this deal. You can have that deal. It's like, what? So yeah, I think of that. Um, Also, I'll go with one, two, and three. I'll make it really short. Easily trigger error where you say, yes, I would say it is. See it all the time, especially on TikTok. I'll leave that short. Pros and cons of being triggered. I don't know about the pros. I heard y'all talking earlier about, I guess, some type of pros, but I'm not really sure about the pros of being triggered. The cons of being triggered, just pulling you out of your element. You start being beside yourself and getting outraged. I see a lot of people that get triggered and it's like surprising. It's like calm yourself. It's okay. They start calling names and saying what they're gonna do and whoop de whoop and I'm pull up on you and it's like it's not that serious. But anyways, when should you walk on eggshells? I say for me, I would like to say you should never, but I say for me, the only time in my life that I felt like I really walked on the only times with an S that I walked on eggshells in my life was, kind of around my grandmama because I can't say anything, elders, I don't say anything and everything around them. And in the workplace, I kind of walk on eggshells because I don't want to lose my job, and then the fact that I used to work around older elderly people. They sometimes they have dementia and stuff like that. They'll say certain things, they'll do certain things, and yeah, I have to walk on eggshells. I gotta come in like, hey, Mr. Johnson, how you feeling today? I can't be like, get up, Mr. Johnson. I don't care. Come on. Like I gotta kind of talk to him a certain way. I gotta say things a certain way because Mr. Johnson don't like me talk to him the type of way. So that was the only two times. And I land. Thank you.
All right, all right, all right. Let's do open panel. Yeah, let's do that. Do that because I want to extend this night because we're gonna run through all the questions.
Want to answer the third question?
The third one, eggshells.
Yep.
What you got?
Hey, before y'all do, I just wanted to say I appreciate. I'm about to be out.
And what's up, baby sis?
All right, for sure, Global.
Yep.
Appreciate you.
And what's happening,
Yep.
Rachel?
Hey,
I don't. What's up, Sean? I don't believe that today that I should, as a man, I should ever walk on eggshells. There was a big portion of my life that I spent walking on eggshells, and it just made life more difficult. It's for me. I'm learning to be more straightforward, to be more stern about things, at times stoic, and to just to stand firm on things. And it works out better than trying to patronize someone's feelings.
Okay. The main thing saying I just thought about, she ain't said nothing. Then I let my baby go there. We gonna do open panel after that.
I can go.
And don't be laughing. Don't be laughing. Nah. Talk.
Easily triggered. This is like the most easily triggered generation I ever been in. And I say that because everybody too damn sensitive when it comes to their feelings, their mind. It's like you too sensitive to anything that goes on in life. And it's like, I remember life used to not be like that. Our grandparents had tough skin. They can go through anything. And it's like, you do one thing a person don't like nowadays, all of a sudden they want to demonize you. They want to sit up here and say, oh, that's just the way you think. No. Or that's just you're triggering me. It's like, okay, go somewhere where you're not triggered, okay? Because at the end of the day, these are people who want you to care about their feelings, like you live in their world and only their world. And they have an issue, like a mental issue, seriously. Like somebody should have taught them that the world not going to be everything you like and everybody not going to be how you like in it. And you need to understand, like, you need to get your feelings out of, when it comes to society, get your feelings out of everything because society is like a business, baby. No feelings involved. I'm just saying.
Okay, not you add some sense to it. That's crazy. Feelings, babies. All right. What you got? Speaking of babies, what's up, baby? What you got for us?
Okay. Yeah, easily triggered era. Legit. I don't know if y'all saw what I put in the chat, but like legit, everybody is triggered. Even the people that get upset about people being triggered.
Right.
They're triggered by those people. Oh shoot. Yeah, so everybody's easily triggered. Pros and cons of being triggered. We all listed the cons. A pro. Dang, I had some good answers. But a pro is oh yeah, okay. Yeah, it builds up your mental strength. If you use it correctly, Yeah, it builds up your resilience, and yeah, it helps you to expand your mind and grow. So I think that is a pro, and when used correctly, because the thing is, people are being triggered, and it's the reaction that matters. It's just like anger. When you get angry, it's the reaction that matters. When should you walk on eggshells? I think the only time you should really walk on eggshells is when you're getting to know a new environment. You don't want to just walk in with,
Right. I knew she gonna steal some of my stuff, man.
oh, my
Ain't
baby.
nobody ever said nothing. Everybody, boy, I knew it.
Boy. Boy, boy.
Because people
Yeah.
ain't thinking about the environments and stuff. That's a good one. So, oh, man.
Yeah. And that's it. I'll keep it short.
I think you gonna end it with the one of the. Let me do mine real quick then for
I
some
was
minute.
about to say, was I supposed to do them all or something?
Nah, there was just 3
Oh, I only did one,
pros.
but it's
Oh,
cool.
you did
Go
one.
ahead.
Go ahead. Do the other 2 that then we. And you better not steal none of mine. Go
I
ahead.
think that pros and cons of being
Or I'm
triggered.
gonna get triggered.
I think a pro to being triggered is like she said, I think it's teaching you to have skills to manage your emotions. It's also teaching you to stand on your boundaries. Don't go against your boundaries, because I think what people tend to do is they'll feel guilty for stepping a certain way towards somebody who is disrespectful, and they needed that check-in. And it's like, don't stand off your square. Don't get off that square. Stand on business when it comes to who you is as a person, and understand
I'm
that
biased. I ain't about to let that up. But
you're not in a wrong when it comes to somebody trying to test you as a human, right? Um, the con is being triggered is shit. You get out of character. I don't know. Shit. You step into you match your energies. I think that's also like you're becoming a person who letting a person control you in a way because they got you out of character. If that makes sense. Like,
okay.
when should you walk on eggshells? When you know it could be potentially life threatening to somebody.
I knew so. I told you not to do it. I told you and Rachel. Y'all just
Go
don't
ahead.
listen. Y'all don't listen. And then you gonna end with that. I hate that y'all want to end it. Y'all steal mines. Now I'm triggered. I'm triggered. Now I gotta see what I can dig up out. Let me do one. Let me do songs real quick. I do mine later then. But yeah, let's do that open panel though real quick. So everybody kind of caught up and stuff. Warlock, you there? I know. It's scared to knock on his door sometimes. He said, "Ah, you
Who the MF
rang."
wanted me?
Right, what that mother? Right. I've been sitting here minding my own business.
Let him
All
sleep.
right.
Let him sleep.
Wasn't it some stuff that we supposed to disagree with Denise song?
I don't
Well,
know.
she
I know
Somebody,
she.
it was the hot seat or something. I don't know
She
though.
said she's like I
the
was
hot
waiting too
seat.
on it. I'm trying to.
Oh, patiently.
Even the picture she got like she was waiting on it. All right, I'm waiting.
I just,
Dude, since it's summertime, call it the ice seat. See how long you can sit on the block of ice and see your breath go numb. It's
just
hot.
a cold wait. It was a cold wait. Okay.
Ice seat. I know. Hot seat is a lot. I mean, that's a
I
lot.
thawed out. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
We
I
good
got
though?
I got lame
You said we
jokes.
good though? Nobody, we good.
I got lame
We
jokes. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to be in the seat right now.
All I gotta
Happy
say
early
is
4th of July to
Oh,
everyone
you
too.
know what?
So
happy 4th of July, but I'm
I do
still
have an
triggered
answer
by the
about
word
the
trigger.
eggshell. I do have an answer about the
Make me
eggshells.
want to light off fireworks.
Oh man. So
I'm
I think
triggered.
Cece said it. It says I think Cece you said work.
yes, ma'am, I
I
did.
do I do have to walk on eggshells at work. Y'all know that.
Yeah, you gotta watch
Mm-hmm.
what you say
See,
and how you
see,
say it.
see,
You know,
I just do it
see.
think
so much.
about
I just don't.
Don't
I
recognize it's
just
just
do
like
it.
a
Yeah, I don't
immunity.
recognize. I'm just like, all right, with a smile. If you have a good day, it's gonna take a very
I,
long time. Please
hmm
book something every day.
That is
Please.
true.
it.
That's
Hit them
most
with
definitely
that.
true.
Have a
Like our work
blessed day.
environment is a fine example. We work on eggshells. That is
You get
true.
so you, but you get used to it though.
Yeah.
And if you're really good at it, it's like, okay, all right,
Yeah.
see you next time. All right,
Mm-hmm.
girl. Please
True.
stop going to Canes. Please. All right, I'm gonna mute.
Hey, I'm glad that you backed out of some stuff, man. I had a couple things myself, but you cleared one of them. Nice, nice, nice.
Thanks.
You
Okay.
nice, nice. Dang, I wanted to
I
have
couldn't
fun,
think of
Denise.
it.
I wanted to welcome you to the
Oh man.
accountability room up in here. So I'm not talking to,
Oh,
but
it's cool.
somebody been in the hot seat at least once in this thing. Everybody having, everybody, at least all my peoples. Um,
Rachel, turn the burners off. Oh my God.
this is right. She did right. Was she one of the main ones that's supposed to do this, or does she
Wait,
forgot
what?
about it?
No,
Was
no,
he one of the
no.
main
That's
ones that's
why.
supposed to throw it in
No,
the hot
because
seat?
I heard. That's why I was trying to do the open panel early
Mm-hmm.
because somebody said they had pushback for her, and I
Yeah.
wanted them to say it before they lost their point,
Yeah.
Oh,
in
I
which
think
they
they lost
did.
it. Oh, they lost it.
They
Oh,
lost it.
not a
Yeah.
technicality. Lukewarm. Lukewarm. Okay, Mojo. All right. All right. That's my dog. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm trying to get adjusted to that. Cause some people, I thought that one was gonna answer. They just would say they wanted the topic. I was like, dang.
Yeah, they went right to the
It threw me
topic.
off. I was like, dang. I'm thinking it was gonna be a pushback. I'm gonna figure a way how to do that though, cause I think that's interesting. It make people wanna, cause I even be thinking about how some other people ran their stuff, and they
Mhm.
like almost do it like with every person. Then they try to see who disagree with that person. They get the whole panel to talk. Then, cause that's how they expand on it and stuff. Navigate. What's the deal, my brother? At least we ain't.
Oh, Navigate. You're kind of a big deal, Navigate.
Yeah, I was about to say another pro is shit. A lot of people, if they see you approach a situation a certain way, they not gonna try you for real. Like they gonna know to not come at you how that person that made them get out of character or want to get made them want to get out of character um approach. Like it's gonna be like Navigate said, if somebody watch you if you watch somebody like trip out hard as hell on somebody, you're gonna be like, oh hell nah. I'm gonna be careful how I approach them on things because I could tell that they sensitive to certain things.
Hmm.
I would say
Let me do this
that.
for people start
I'm
stealing
sorry.
some more of my stuff that I forget
I
it
would.
because I forget.
Okay.
Nah, let me go. Nah, I'm about to do my three and then we go back to the other panel because y'all done stole. Rachel done stole it. She done went for two of them. Nah, main thing, man. Nah. All right, let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. You know, I like to try to bring it and say, nah, I'm talking Joe. But those most definitely a couple of ones I was gonna basically get to though. With the especially on Walk on Eggshells. That's some one thing I was thinking about. That's part of like adapting to like somebody just talking about the main one. Somebody said environment, your environment. That's one of the biggest things though, because you don't know who you around, and I don't think you want to be the exact same way. So you do want to kind of what Rachel said, you want to like kind of feel around where you at, because you just can't be, straight, direct, blunt, being the same person because you don't know how people are. He said, I love watching Crash Out King. And then you don't know if you're gonna run into a Crash Out King and them, just like right there. That's another reason why Crash Out Queens and stuff. But yeah, I think that is the best bet, or that would be smart in life. You got to be selective on who you walk on your show. Also, knowing some people in your family, knowing that some people might be just very weak when it comes to their emotions and stuff, and you don't, you know, basically just being selective on how you speak to certain people. That's how I look on walk on eggshells. I think that's what all of us. I think we walk on eggshells to a certain extent, right? So with people that we love too, because you don't want to be uh so direct, that speak your mind. You don't want to, you know, Stuff like that, basically. You just don't want to, and then watch what you say. You want to watch what you say also, because sometimes you just can't. They be well, majority of people always say you can't take things back. You know, for the most part, people will forever think about that. So I was just dealing with it. But that's just funny though. I just had to squash something earlier. I just put it that way. I had to squash something earlier because I messed up one time.
I want the tea later.
Huh?
No, I said I want the tea later.
Yeah, I know. Just know it's somebody I love dearly. It's like, dang, I messed up. My mouth messed me as but I'm glad it's I squashed it though. I got to explain it though. You know, that taught me more. Like I gotta be on eggshells. I can't just keep on expressing how I feel or whatever. But in general, I think that you want to do that with the people you love because everybody's not built the same way. So yes, I know we want to play this tough role and say, no, you should never. I think you should, especially if you care about some people. Some people you might have to you have to spoon feed them sometimes, you know, because a lot of people just ain't got it. You know, oh, somebody just said kids. So I was about to say you stole it, but no, you ain't steal that. That was just a good one I didn't think about. That was a good one. And yeah, I would say that. I want to say you stole it. I just want to take everything now. Be greedy. But no, that was yours. But pros and cons of being triggered. Basically, somebody said it earlier. Basically, it just is there to let you know what you need to work on for the most part. So I think that's one of the biggest things. I made a post about that is being able to identify your triggers. That's part of healing too, right? And getting to know yourself. I always tell people to question your triggers. That way you know how to operate around it. So you know that people can't use it to control you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said earlier, I think that person dropped like, are you controlling or you getting controlled? Something like that. I forgot how they put it up. I said it probably wrong though. But stuff like that. So I think that's the very pros is that you know that you are able to react to something, right? You know, you don't have you're not numb and stuff. So I think triggers are a good thing. It's just kind of what you do with it and how you move with it. You know, anything else though, I don't think it's always a bad thing because I think it's just a human thing to get triggered. You know, I think passion come out of triggers. You know, the way we express ourselves can come out of triggers and stuff. It's a defense mechanism also. So I think it's a lot of pros to it. Yeah, I said some ones that y'all didn't even think of. It just came with off the flow. Yep, got y'all. Yep. And cons. The cons, I think everybody said that. We really ain't got to say that much about the cons, you know. Yeah, it's kind of plain right there on that one. And then the last one. When should you walk on eggshells? I just mentioned that one already. Oh no, that's the one. I skipped to eggshells. I meant to do easily triggered the topic. Oops. So easily triggered. The reason why I say that is well, we see how it is now. Like everybody's even the term crash out, right? Or it's just been like that lately. The 0 to 100, all that stuff. They try to make songs out of it. They put it in music to override that people are sensitive and they weak. You know what I'm saying? Saying this stuff that I'll pull up all this little stuff that we be trying to make tough. That's built off of like triggers and people just so what did you say? What did you say? You know, stuff like that. Yeah, we in this era where words can't even get that far. You better watch your mouth and all this other stuff. Like, yes, we in that era that you can barely say anything. So yes, this is the era for real. This I always call this a soft era too. You know, people ain't this built. You know, people even back then. We want to go back all the way back in then. When they was getting hit with the hard R, you know what I'm saying? They was still moving forward. That's the thing. We get hit with a hard R, we ready to throw those picket signs up. We weak. We so freaking weak. But my bad. I just got triggered that quick. See, I just got triggered. And he seen the trigger turned to passion. That's why I say it's a good thing. But it's open panel again.
A real man wouldn't get triggered.
Oh yeah, that's who I'm supposed to push back on. I thought about that. He just made me think about that. Right, come with that real man stuff, man. How y'all feel about that? Yeah, open panel on him. Let's open the can of worms on him.
I
Why
would
he
say
on
I
another
would
line?
beg to differ. I think that a real man, I think they do get triggered. I feel like, even when you put You gonna spit me? Man, I'm a triggered. That's what you are. You triggered. You triggered.
Nah,
All
I don't
right.
want
I
to
When
mean,
say
that's
that
their
what you
when
again.
have
their
to.
favorite when their favorite team loses and any Cowboys fans, y'all
Triggered.
ain't been
Ooh,
nowhere
don't
in
hurt
a
him like
long
that.
time. Y'all
Triggered.
ain't
Don't
been
hurt him
nowhere in
like
a
that.
long time.
What
I'm
you mean,
sorry.
man?
You about to
What you
trigger them
mean?
for using that as a trigger.
Okay, okay. Oh
Yeah.
wait, I got another one. I got another one. When your barber pushes your hairline a
Oh,
little bit too far back
Ooh, I got a better one. When you lose it
and
in the
try to
video
spray paint
game,
it to cover that up, like
look,
you didn't
oh
look,
notice that,
my.
like you didn't
look,
notice that, tell me y'all wouldn't be triggered.
look. When they lose it in the
Okay.
Or
video
then they got the
game,
nerve to say, "Is
Well, what I
everything okay?"
well
Ice
well
cold,
a
ice
real
cold,
woman
ice
wouldn't be
cold,
triggered.
ice cold. If
No,
that man done push you back, if that man
they
done
get
push you
real
back harder than
triggered.
LeBron,
A
you
real
They
know.
woman
get
will understand and be okay with that.
it's
All
triggered. Like I
right,
said,
let's go get in the pool. Let's
on a
go get in the
video
pool.
game,
See,
Remember, let's
only a
go get in
real
the
Don't
pool.
woman,
mention no video games before I get triggered.
look, triggered,
only a
triggered,
real
triggered,
woman
triggered.
could date a real
nah,
man.
they get
We going
triggered
to
over
water
that
country
over
tonight.
finding
We
out that
going to
they
water
getting
country. We gonna get
played.
that off you.
Hey, Kev, only a real man could wear them teeth like King.
Lie.
Oh my.
Oh
That
man.
boy got the chompers, boy. The Carabiner 3000s. Oh, he was going in on his teeth for whole hours. That was some crazy stuff. That's how I literally met Mirror that night. So
Yeah, we
funny.
took a big
Now,
bite out of that one. We get
Right,
on
we was
that. We
coming with
talk
every
on that
last
all
joke we
night
could think
long.
of.
Just
He said you
different
got
form
the
getting mad
choppers.
and getting.
Hey, we
I
was
mean,
chewing on
trigger
that so long.
intriguing
yeah,
Kev
is a
took a
form
nap and
of
was
getting
chewing on it
mad.
in his sleep.
I was gonna say that too. Trigger is the point of being mad, and yeah, it is somewhat a difference. But when you start talking about pulling up somebody and doing all this stuff, and you wasting hours just going back and forth, it's like chill. That's triggered, and that's not just mad. That's beyond mad. You can be mad. Like I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
like when
Do
you're
y'all
mad,
believe
you can
trigger
hold
only
that.
means mad?
It
No,
means
that's what I'm
like
saying. I think it's
irritation
yeah. You
or
can be irritated. You can be a little upset, but you
Can
can
you
hold
trigger can
that.
you trigger jealousy and trigger lust?
I
I
don't
got a
Can you
think
trigger
question.
those
no.
things?
I think that is what is that called? That's something
Thirst
you're willing
trapping.
to do. You're willing to be
Oh.
jealous. I don't know. I don't think it's a trigger.
Nah, I don't think
yeah,
it.
it's
I
Yeah,
think
like
that's
I got a
unintentional.
nah
I got
you
a
could
question
trigger
for
your partner.
I got a question
Oh
about a
my bad.
trigger. Now we always talking
Go ahead.
about women's clothes, but I got a question for y'all women. Do don't y'all get triggered by seeing men's underwear, especially when they dirty?
Mm.
No, I wash my husband underwear all the time, and they supposed to.
Well,
I
what the
mean, they're
heck? Don't put
dirty.
his stuff on there, man. We ain't
I,
talking about your husband,
I
I'm talking
wash
about
man.
the ones
laundry.
that be
Okay, look,
sagging.
I wash laundry
He
all
talking
the
about
time.
sagging,
It's
man.
sagging. Oh, okay. I'm about to
Seeing
say I
other
know.
dudes' underwear. That's what he talking about. Yeah, what he
Oh,
talking about?
dirty underwear, like that type. Okay, I thought he meant like you
Dang, she
wash
went to
clothes.
housewife mode on us and stuff.
I'm so
Dang,
sorry.
see,
My
Yeah,
see.
no,
apologies.
no, that
But
is
yes, I
triggering
don't
though.
like that. But I
That's
mean, I don't
triggering.
say
At least
nothing
we
to
know
No,
him.
C Sims
no,
is a good wife.
That's
My
triggering.
that's right.
apologies.
Huh? Why did he act really quiet out
Oh,
of
I'm
nowhere?
sorry.
Everybody just got
Yeah,
quiet. That was
I
crazy.
muted. But no, I was gonna say yeah, my apologies. But when I do see men sagging, I mean, I don't get triggered. I don't think I get triggered. I'm so used to seeing it since I was a child. It's just
Dang.
like I shake my head. Like it's sad to me. It's sad that you haven't grown out of that stage to pull your pants up and haven't noticed that that's more attractive than showing half your underwear. And then talking
Mm.
about, hey girl, no, no sir. No thank you.
No,
I'm
I
good.
gotta be honest. I gotta be honest though, that is triggering for me because when I was growing up, I remember my dad would get on my brother's behind and say, "You better not walk out this house sagging your pants like all these other N words running around these
Mm-hmm.
streets." So if I saw a man that did that, I would think he don't know no better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
no, I
nana
don't
used
like
to be
that.
the same way. She used to be like, you can't walk in this house with your pants on your knees. Yeah, she ain't like that
So
either.
which one would you rather have a man, right? Let's do this. It's off the topic though. Would you rather them have it sagged out or super tight?
Mm.
Nan
I'd
one,
rather him
nan
No, you
look,
one.
gotta pick one.
okay, to
Y'all
be
gotta pick
honest,
one.
Nah,
I'll
If
pick
you
one.
had to pick
I'll
I
pick
one,
one.
you
I
want to
have
see the nuts through
autonomy,
the
sir.
pants
Sir,
or
I have
the
autonomy. I have the right to not choose that life for me.
If
I
I
gotta
had
make
a
it
choice,
sweaty up in this
if I
thing.
had a choice, I would pick
She said
tight.
it's the sagging for me.
I would pick tight.
Uh,
I don't want them sagging. I would pick
No,
tight. I
okay,
would.
that's interesting.
I mean,
Wait,
I
what'd you
would.
say, babe? What you going with?
well, no. Well, the question is though, like, how deep, how far is the sagging?
I ain't saying nothing. No, I'm not about to make it easy for
Yeah,
you.
like
It's either
that's
or.
Well, I
all.
mean,
I'm
I
going.
can't say
I
I'm
yes
was
going
and then
a
far
you.
left and I'm
little
going
bit, but
far right.
down to your kneecaps, past your kneecaps,
Yeah, I
sagging.
can't say yes and you talking about ankles. Okay,
Nope. Nope.
because
Mm-mm.
what? It's not fair.
I
Because
know life ain't fair.
there's some tight that's not that bad. Like it fits. I'm not answering.
No, horrible. Oh my gosh. All right. Is that all the women up here that answered it? Main thing. No, what you saying? Oh, she said no. You said sagging, huh? She said, wait, C Sims, you said nuts showing.
Yeah, I said I'd rather them
So
tight.
basically, I'm asking nuts showing or booty showing.
I mean, hey, grab them on up there, baby. I mean, at least they can say you look decent. We can work on it later.
Did Denise just run? No.
And then I got another question, and I've yet to get an answer for it. You know, again, talking about the dress, and this time I'm talking about the women's dress, but it's on the flip side. So, you know, I'm just got to be cautious. But for those women that choose to be to date women and be the man, why they always choose to dress like a thug with the sagging pants? If women say they don't like that kind of man.
I don't get that. I mean, the whole thing is confusing to me. I don't want to dive into that. Okay, but yeah, I don't understand that either. That's confusing to me.
And then one more
It's
real
to me
quick
to
before you
just
get in
say it.
good.
Oh,
One
God.
more before you get in good. I heard this one. This question I heard another man ask, and I couldn't deny the question he asked. He said if they didn't want men, why are all they uh choices of pleasure men parts?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Because then too, okay, so I saw this YouTube. I don't know if it's still on YouTube or it's somewhere, social media somewhere. I saw this thing. Okay, so this man was doing the whole thing to become a woman. And this woman was doing the whole thing to become a man, but they didn't change their parts. They decided to have a baby together. Why? I don't get it. It's like that was so confusing to me. Why not just
I,
be with a man? Why not just
I
be with a
thought about
woman?
it though. I think a lot of women do want women though. That's the thing, because they try to get men to act like women should. So I can get it. they get to get the both worlds. They get to get the man part, and then they get a woman that's just as sensitive as us, because they trying to make men be so dang on sensitive and cry with them and all this other stuff. So I can get it. They just want, because they want men to be women. So I get
It
it.
don't it don't never work though. They
It
always
still
try
don't
like
work though. Yeah.
I've had my I have a couple of friends that, went
Oh, you
across the
scared me,
road.
CC? I'm like,
No, no, sir.
no.
No, not me. But I had a couple of friends that I went to school with that eventually went across the road and I asked them, male and female, I asked them like what made you, do that or whatever. And they really didn't have, I mean, they was across the road and came back and went back and I'm like, why you flip flopping? Why you just can't choose? But um I I just think it's not the same. Some of them just recruit each other. They got more guys, they got more girls. I don't get it. I don't get
Mm.
it. I don't get
I
it at
got a
all.
question for now since we talking about that then, man. You knew I had to go for you because we talking about this now. Which one did you do? Was you like was you the dude or was you the girl?
What the hell are you talking about?
I thought you did the other.
Hi.
I thought you said
Yeah,
you was on the other side.
I was with a woman, but we wasn't having no male or female role. It was really like we understood we both females. We both wore
No,
dresses
one of y'all was
and
the thug. I
heels,
don't care about
and
what y'all talking about. One of y'all the thug. No, get all
we
that.
was girls. We was girls going
Y'all
to get our
wanted
nails
women.
done together.
Y'all both was like, yes, yes. One of y'all was
Women
like,
who desire to women.
get your. I
No,
ain't gonna lie. I think you. I'm gonna put it this way: the way you be sounding like you a thug with your mouth, I think you was the dude. I think you He like, bring your fat booty self over here. I can see you just talking like that. I know,
That is
man
crazy.
got that game, boy. I heard you a couple times. That's how I
That's
know.
crazy.
Yeah, I caught you.
Enjoy
I
this, and you
caught you,
better
man.
smile too while you enjoying it.
Man, that's what's up. Yeah,
Miss
that's why they call main thing.
No, that's not what they call it. It's so funny, believe it or not. I got main thing from Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne. Oh wow,
oh, I was about to say,
man,
I was
that's
gonna
what
say,
the studs do.
I
They
like,
listen.
I was gonna,
They quote Wayne. Say, let me stop. Let me leave it
And
alone.
since y'all brought up music, I got one more asshole move to pull.
Ew.
You know, they say they like the beat, right? They listen to the jacked up music because they like the beat. The songs that's calling them bees and hoes and all that stuff. They say they like it because they like the beat, right?
Yeah.
How come they don't never listen to the instrumental or listen to jazz music?
True.
No
Right.
beat. If
Might like the beat in the flow.
jazz don't go boom boom. You know what? They probably like
They
the
like the words. They like being degraded. They like being called bees and hoes because otherwise, why would you keep listening to a song that's calling and singing a song? I'm a bee.
yeah.
I'm a dumb bee.
Personally, I
I'm a dumb
don't.
bee. I'm a
Oh
dumb
my,
bee.
oh my God! You
Same.
know that P
I like
word?
to sing.
Mm.
My bad, Rachel.
No, I was just saying. Like I remember when I was younger. Whenever the song started saying the P word, I would exit the dance floor. I was like,
Oh, that put him on the put.
well,
yeah.
I would be honest and say I had to grow out of that
When
stage
they say,
because
"Oh, you
before
ladies pump your pussy like this,"
yeah, like, yeah, you know, like,
Yeah, look at it. You want to
like,
take main thing to
shake
go
your
right
body,
to.
don't stop, don't quit, just do it, do it,
How you
but
feel about?
you know,
How you
but
feel about when they say pussycat?
yeah, no. I
I
mean,
don't like
now that
either.
I'm older, like I
Why do
grew
they
out of
call
that,
it that?
so
I always wanted that.
I pay attention to the lyrics more so than I do. Like I like the beat, and after I like the beat, I had to learn the lyrics. Like there is some like what is it, Two Chains or whatever. Their beats are like, I'm like, okay, I like how it feels in the car, but what are they saying? So then when I get to the
Mm-hmm.
lyrics and I'm like, no, I can't recite these. I've learned throughout my life to stop chanting. I call it chanting words because it's like a chant. You're singing it over and over again. It's like a spell passing over my life after the life I live, that's how I look at it. So I be very
Mm-hmm.
careful nowadays about what I sing and how I sing it and what I say. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I believe sometimes it could be beats in the flow. You hear me? Okay, there you go. Sometimes
Beats in
it
the
can be
flow.
beats in the flow. Sometimes because like I ain't gonna lie, I be sharing these to my babe. It be random songs that I just be finding catchy. I just share it to her. Like they got this trend now that what does it say? I have one daughter. Y'all heard that trend yet? Probably
Yes,
not.
I have. It said
How
I
many
have
You
one
heard
kids?
it?
daughter.
Yeah, I
How
thought about to
many do
say
you
somebody
have?
heard it.
One daughter. How many fathers do
I
you
I
have?
have
have
one
one daughter,
daughter.
right?
Yeah.
Have
But
Yeah.
I understand, but it is it by the same father.
It's like I have one
I have
daughter.
one daughter.
I have one daughter,
Oh
right?
yeah, I have heard that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. So stuff like that just be catchy to me, and that's why I be like, I can see sometimes, just I don't relate to it, but it's just some stuff be. Oh, I had this other one
Yeah,
a
but how
while ago.
often do you
It's
listen to
called.
that? I mean, you ain't bumping that on a regular every day. I
I
bumping
ain't
it
go.
out your
I don't
car.
bump it, but sometimes I will keep repeating
When
it
you
or
feel
keep
like
sharing it.
listening,
So
you feel like laughing or being silly.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
but but
'Cause
that's what it's for. You ain't
But
listening to it and like this my jam, and you
I
out there just gigging
I
to it. As soon as
have
it come
one
on,
daughter.
you go to
but
shaking your ass to it. You can't help but to start twerking to it as soon as it starts.
Oh
yeah, I
my.
I can control myself. But no, I was gonna say too, you know that song? I didn't know it was Paramore that I'm into you and they remixed it with Megan Thee Stallion. Dang, my
I'm
don't say it
into
no. Yeah, yeah. No,
you.
it's like
I know.
I should be over all the butterflies, but
Go
I'm
ahead.
into you.
Go
They
pay
choke,
C
don't
Sims.
save
Try
them.
your thing.
That
Yeah, I
I
know that
like
one.
that. So I had to go
Well, we
back
know,
and I
Mary.
was
We
like,
about to
dang,
bring
that's
C
Paramore.
Sims over there. We caught her.
But no, I didn't know that was Paramore. So then when I listened, I was like, wait a minute. And then I researched the song because I liked the beat and I kind of like the mix a little bit. But I was like, oh, okay, I tried to research. I was like, oh, this Paramore, I didn't know. But I listen to the original song in my car. I still like it. I still pump
What
to it. It's
about
very nice lyrics.
what about that Chris Brown and what's that other girl? It was a long time ago. He'd be like, "'Cause I'm here." Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
You know,
I'm
that's some of
here.
the catchiest toxic music.
But I played it on Mary's live before I sung it in his live before. I didn't know nothing what they saying. It's just the tone that I like. I just like the way that the rhythm is. I still don't even know the words to the song. I just know it's na 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 na. Messing up. 'Cause I'm here.
Yeah, some of
Whole
these
lot
little
of dollars.
they be remixing, be catchy, and then you go listen to it up like, oh snap, they just remixed it. Like, okay, I'll say for an example, Lizzo, the new record she coming out with, it's kind of catchy. I mean, I ain't going, Cardi B song, it's kind of catchy. I ain't going out nowhere, but it's fun. It's a little bop. I don't be
Mm.
going out nowhere though. So a lot of some music, I may not sing to it. I might just bob my head and show my husband. We
Until
be
you,
sitting there bobbing,
until you
watching
get
it.
that
Hey,
wine up in your system and it's
hey, as long
over.
as I'm right here in these four walls, it's all good.
Anything talking
It's all
about
good.
popping coochies, I refuse to play.
Well,
Booty
I'll
hole.
play the
What is
clean version, but
what's that, Rachel? What is a coochie?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it the
You
other
good guy.
way.
You lit liquor. That's what you said. You lit liquor.
Keeping
The
the
new song,
Oh,
the
here go
new
man thing
music
about to
is
come in. I know what she trying to say. Put it.
That's your coochie.
I'm trying to get my coochie scratch.
Right.
What? What? Wait a minute. Who is that?
Dang,
That sound like some
she
straight
know
up.
all the ratchet coochie songs.
Hey,
That
hey,
sound
when
like
you see that
Suki
shit on the
Hana.
radio so much.
That sound like Sukiana, yeah.
Suki Hana type stuff, yeah.
No, that was Sexy Red. You hear
Sexy
her
Red?
shit
Oh yeah, I don't
everywhere.
listen to
One of
none of
them
her
two.
stuff.
It's
I
one of
couldn't
them.
do
They
her at
about
all.
potato.
It's
Except
like
for
it's like you
who
can't
you
help
think
but hear
worse
her
between
songs
the two?
in
I
the
just thought
street.
about that. I don't even know who the worst. That was crazy when they got a duet together. Who the
I
worst?
think
Who you think is worse? That is a hard one.
who you
They
talking about? Who
very
you comparing?
equal. They equal to me.
They is dang near equal because I'm trying to think who worse. I literally now you got
Who
me
you
thinking about it.
comparing?
Sexy Red and Suki Hana.
Oh, I don't listen to that one of
Nah,
them, so I can't compare 'em.
I
Sexy
want to
Red,
say
she out there herself.
because she came with that gonorrhea or whatever the other stuff, but then again, so I can see Suki being
Almost
just as
got sick.
bad. Suki just as bad though. I
Suki,
think they tied.
Sukiana, she got a relationship song. Sexy Red, she ain't got no damn relationship song.
But Suki Hana is a
She had the
magician.
dang, she had one that was going viral. It's like, oh my god, I gotta find it. I'm gonna find it.
So
It's
Sukiana or
magician.
Sexy Red?
It's magician.
Magician.
It's magician. She says, I am
He said
not a
Sukiana.
magician.
But listen to I couldn't take it serious that they said she was a music artist or whatever. I never listened to her songs. Maybe I may have heard it on the radio,
Because
but
he's
yet
a
again, I ain't
magician.
listened to the radio in
Hell
like
no,
2
magician.
years. I really haven't. Each car I've had
He's
the
a
radio messed up.
musician.
I have not been listening to the
It was
radio.
this song. It was Bella Yo,
You
Oh
right
yeah, I hate
thing.
that song. Oh my
Oh,
goodness,
I
I
hate
said,
that
I
song.
it
only
was
reason why I
catchy as
like that song
hell.
That's
because
so
Drake was on
stupid.
there. That's the only reason why I liked it that one because
Yeah,
he
it was
actually
so
You like
catchy.
because he turned
Drake?
his pain to that's
You
why
like
I mess with it
Drake?
because
Oh, I'm
huh?
sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, finish your
Wait, what'd you
statement.
say?
I'm so sorry.
What'd you say?
I said you
You about to
like
trigger?
Drake.
You about to
You
trigger
like
me?
Drake?
Yeah, I'm a Drake fan.
A Vider.
Yeah, I'm not a minor, right. But no, I'm more of a Kendrick. So you ain't hurting me. I'm
Oh,
more of
they
a
not
Kendrick
like
fan than
us.
Drake.
They
Cause
not
Drake
like
my
us.
second favorite. Kendrick my first. That's why I love that war. Cause them both my two tops. They literally my two top favorites.
Oh yeah,
And then
that was a good battle though. That
I
was good. I
love
agree.
that. I was like, dang,
For
and
the culture,
like
I like that.
Kendrick still whooped
yeah.
that ass.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I ain't
Oh
gonna lie.
yeah,
That's
he
why I said
spanked
I'm a
that nigga
fan of
sleep.
both of them. But I can
Did y'all
admit,
see Drake come out with a smoke T-shirt
Yes,
basically saying that he survived it. He survived all the smoke that was
that's what he
thrown.
was trying to do with that. I didn't know what that video was about. I said, "What is this supposed?" It's smoke and
Yeah,
then it's
he was
black
just
and
basically
white. I
saying
said,
basically
"What is
saying
this?"
that he survived all the
how you
shots
feel about that
that
Nokia
Kendrick
song?
threw.
That Nokia song was ridiculous. Let me say
Baby
that. I'm gonna say
I loved it.
no, baby
girl.
girl. I said,
What
what's
you
that?
think, dude? Dan
We
one
only
two
like that
Lay
twirl.
part.
down, Drake.
I don't know
What's
the
I
that?
song.
bet money that's the summer song though. I'm telling
Hey, I
you.
like
No.
it. I like it. I
The
like it.
song's
Lay
We don't
down,
know
sweet.
the
Drake.
rest.
It's sweet.
We
Drake,
don't
keep
But
even
the
trying to
know the
get
whole
song,
back
ain't
up.
gonna
song.
Just
lie,
lay
ain't gonna
down.
lie. That song grew on me. I was like, at
Yeah,
first when I
super
heard it,
grew on me.
But we don't even know
I,
the song, like the whole thing. We just
Baby
but now
we
when
I
girl,
we
you
just
said,
sound
know
like
let
you
me
some
baby
see
mumble
you
rapper.
do your
twirl,
dance. Let me see you
twirl. Yeah,
twirl.
that's it. Baby
That's
I
horrible.
knew
girl.
that
and
song.
you're
Okay.
back with your
You don't
Wait, I
know no
know that.
other lyrics?
homegirls.
Oh no, I know a few. No, I'm gonna get her. I got a few lyrics I know.
Girl,
Let's
you
see.
sexy.
He says, dang.
Baby
I'm gonna get you wet
girl.
like Destiny.
Right like that.
Drake need to lay down and not get back up for a while. Just lay down and
I
take your
told him before
L.
he
It's
got to the
okay.
baby girl song
Let
because
it go.
the part before that was sweet too. Before he dropped the beat on that part.
Or is it just me, my love?
It's crazy. That's a
Hey,
Okay,
crazy
May
song.
they know the whole. Okay, she might
nah,
know more
nah,
than I
Drake ain't
know.
gonna lie. That like I
But
said,
Yeah,
he
that's
I
a
made
know.
good
that
That's why I said
song
song.
I
because
be hearing on the radio. I be blasting every time.
who about to grab that phone? You about to get that phone? That phone.
The
That
Nakia
phone is the ugliest thing.
See.
wasn't that during your
See,
time when that phone came out?
yes, I'm a 90s. I'm 35. Yeah, I
Oh
remember
man,
the
I keep
Nokias.
forgetting I'm the same age. I don't know why I feel it.
I
It
miss a
made me feel old. Nah,
ringtone.
dang, make me feel old. Dang, I was
Right
down when
by
that
the
Nokia came
Nokia.
around.
You got to play the
Hey,
snake on the Nokia phone.
when y'all phone ring, do y'all have a song playing or is it just regular?
I
I
have a song
recorded my
playing.
song.
I have one. It's
Oh, you said a song
baby,
playing.
you know that I miss you.
Oh, that's so sweet. He
She
called me through
brung
the
the
phone. Let me kiss
classic.
you.
I thought about that. Right,
Da,
right,
da,
right.
da, 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 da. Oh,
Okay,
snap. I'm a
Chris,
bit singing it.
Soldier Boy.
Right.
He probably got Soldier Girl as his ringtone.
Right.
Oh,
Oh, that's cute. I used to know how to record ringtones for free on my Apple, but because this done got out of hand now, I don't know how to do it no more. But I used to be able to record the song from my tablet and then put it on my phone. I forgot how I did it. My uncle used to be like, "How you do that?" I forgot how I did it, but I used to be able to do it. But my
go to
song that I
bed.
had playing for my husband was the John Legend, "All of Me Loves All of You." Yeah, that was mine. That was my song. Was that no? No, it wasn't that one. Was it that one? Yeah, that was the one because we was in Texas. It was
Ain't gonna lie, if I put
2017.
a
Yeah.
song under somebody, it's gonna play. You're such a fucking hoe. I love it.
Oh my
Oh wow, I remember
goodness.
that song. What the heck? That
Oh my
song
goodness.
super old. I forgot about that. Who sung
That
that
was
song
Kanye
again?
West. Kanye.
Oh wow, I forgot about that song. That was that. Oh wow. That was when he was in that video. It was like white or something like that. Oh yeah, when he was in that the car costume and stuff.
He had on the big ass
Yeah,
costume.
stupid. Yeah, man. Kanye for you, man.
That was
Kanye for you. Hey, I like this dude's name. That's what y'all should be doing. What his name say? Tap the screen.
His name is
And
Taps.
he
He's
just
not
reminded me
tapping.
that y'all should be
Stop.
tapping the screen. He gonna be
Listen.
my favorite person to come up, man. Tap.
What's up, Shawty? How y'all?
The heck?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I can't
I
complain
didn't
at
know how to
all.
react today. He said, "Shorty."
Oh, that's a term of
It's
endearment,
just a
man. You can't.
southern slang. They say it by yeah.
Well, hey,
Yeah, it just feel weird.
yeah.
Like I'm good. Like imagine that dude just. I don't know. I'm good, Shotty.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
used
man,
to.
you
Well, I
said
guess
all
when
the
we use
time.
that term up where I'm at, though, it's usually talking to a girl. But I think I did heard it before. Like I hear other areas they use it and they talk. That's like their lingo of it.
Yeah, that's just like everybody.
I
Shawty,
feel you.
What they
everybody.
say, Shawty, would you be mine? Say,
Oh,
would you
would
be
you be my shawty? Look at this. Stop that. Look, let me follow
Uh
Mr.
oh.
I'm gonna go on ahead and I might do karaoke with Mr. Black. Got me all
What?
of my feelings in the old school.
Mm, she about to get the wine. Go ahead, Jordan. Let me get Jordan. I forgot. Let me get Jordan. He was up here. Then we get tap in. While y'all tap the screen.
Yeah, I just want to introduce myself real quick.
for those on the panel who have not seen me before, I'm 30. My name's Jordan. I'm 30. I live in Houston. Well, I'm currently in Washington. I'm fishing in Skagit River, but I live in Houston, Texas. And I'm currently my grandmother. We're moving her into a home. She's almost 100. My grandfather was.
All right.
Yeah, brothers are like, I ain't even
Also,
Go
gonna
ahead,
what
hold
the
you,
Taps.
hell?
Slim.
Go ahead,
I
Tap.
was
Yeah,
trying to
this ain't that
figure
type
out
of
where
live.
you
I'm
was
gonna go ahead
going
and
with
save
that.
him. Go ahead and save him real quick. This ain't that type of live. All
Mr.
right,
Cat,
huh?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say this to Maine. Here comes the man in black. Somebody he's the man in black.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he wanted to. I don't know. But go ahead, Taps. What you got for me, my brother?
We talking about the prompt, right?
Yeah, yep.
I don't think it's ever a pro to being no, okay, I guess I could see a pro in being triggered if you are triggered, it's an opportunity to learn.
People getting to it now.
So I guess that could be the only pro. I don't think it's ever a good to walk on eggshells unless you're calling the eggshells knowing when the time and the place is for certain things and certain words to be said. How do you know when a person is projecting from their
We haven't made
experience?
it to that one yet. We haven't made it to that one yet.
Okay, I bet. So
Yeah.
yeah, those
Then what
my
about the topic itself? Easily trigger error. What would you say? So do you agree with that or not? And why do you believe it's easily triggered if so?
easily triggered area. I mean era. People are definitely a lot more vocal in their sensitivity nowadays. I think I don't know. I think it's a mix of taking people too serious and uh, yeah, it's really just taking people too serious. A lot of people that got sensitive and it's really messing with my First Amendment right, and I don't appreciate that at all. Like you expect me to watch what I say, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a disrespectful person or anything. I don't lead with disrespect, but still, like, why are you so sensitive? Why are you so serious? Some topics are touchy for people, and a conversation can easily be had about those things. I'm not going to automatically know your triggers or your boundaries or anything like that. So excuse me if I overstep, but that's all you can really do is excuse me. We can talk about it if that'll make you feel better, but it doesn't have to be insensitive or anything like that. It's just I don't know. That was tricky. That was tricky.
Okay. Open panel, y'all. What we got?
I'm gonna
Baby
just say this.
girl.
I just noticed I seen
That's
your
all I
text.
got.
I already beat you before I seen the text.
It just makes me so
Wait,
mad
dang,
because
that takes extra
this
late. Oops.
this damn generation don't know what being tough is. It's like I don't know. It's like they want to live on easy street, easy mode. And life is not like that. It's like, oh, y'all want to stop every bad thing from happening. Oh, I want to, not, I'd rather have ABs because I'm scared that the child outcome might be messed up. Who gives a fuck? At the end of the day, just give the child a chance at life, chance to breathe, smell the air. But you so triggered by people saying, "Oh, I'd rather the child get the child life, and if it ends up in foster care or a home that's not theirs, at the end of the day, you feel like a person should be be the type to say, "Oh, I don't want to put the child in that position." Clearly, nobody wants to put the child in that position, but at the same time, it's unfortunate that they have to be in that position because of the circumstances. But in my eyes, I just feel like people need to, again, like I said, learn to take your emotions out of everything,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what's messing a lot of people up. It's like, oh, somebody tell you ugly. Oh, oh my God, I am not ugly. Now you feeling
Mm.
because it's like, if you really feel like you not ugly, you don't gotta respond to tell them that you're not ugly. Like,
Mm-hmm.
come on now.
So this what we gonna do, cause I see it's drying up. Let's do this last one, and then I want to actually do that other topic again with the old folks. I want to talk about that again. I want to expand more on that about older people failing us. So yeah, let's get this last one, and then I'm gonna do a reset. And we're gonna talk about the old folks. So let's start with my baby. I want to hear her first.
Aww. How do you know when a person is projecting from their
I
experience?
forgot. I'm scared to ask her first, cause she my other part of my. I'm scared now. I thought about that. I don't want everybody biting off. You too good.
Okay, I'll go later.
Yeah. I thought about that. Yeah. Then you be stealing a lot of my stuff too. So.
Oh,
Oh, that's another one. Nope, don't even think about unmuting. You ain't about to steal my stuff either. Both of y'all for sure. And main thing been doing it lately too. I gotta watch out for y'all. I'm letting all the mods go last. Dang, it's only mods up here. All right, let's go. Tap, go ahead. How do you know when a person is projecting from their experience or protecting from their experience? Why everybody coming up now? That's crazy work. I literally about to reset the whole live in a minute. Talk about these old folks again. But
No.
See, I got triggered.
Yeah, I did. I'm tired of them old geezers. What's up with everybody?
That triplet in the building with her little with her straw 3 pitcher.
Hey Kev, you not my dog no more. I traded you for Rachel. Rachel is the homie now.
Dang, I take it though. That's my Siamese anyways. I take it. At least we halfway in the house.
That's my dog now, man. You man, that's my dog.
I speak only truth, my dog.
Yeah, hey, my dog. You know what you doing, my dog?
I like that. That's why they're coming in here. Right, everybody coming in. That's crazy work.
I'm only in here because my job.
I want to fry her picture for a little minute though, man, but I'll leave it alone.
Fry her picture.
Alter, don't be telling
talking about my triplet. Ever since I seen Straw, I was thinking about that picture. I was like, what did that little cartoon look like? It been through some things.
Hey, Alter, don't be telling on me.
He got that one
string. Y'all be telling on me.
She said it had like it looked like it been cussing out a lot of people for not believing in Christ.
Is it bad that I have yet to watch that movie? And I feel like I'm avoiding that movie, so I don't get triggered.
You about to get that treatment I had to do Rachel some days ago. Now I gotta fry some. I feel like fry mode now, man.
Y'all just go to Kev page and look at him and how he talking on his videos. You'll have all the jokes.
She like one scripture a day will keep the devil looking at
you. Stressed out. Islam has stressed me out.
Mr. Kev, she's the one who did that video.
That
She's
boy
the first
like
video.
3 Muslims away from. I swear.
That's so funny.
Once you start me up, it's over.
See what happened? Y'all see what happened with
Kev,
Kev?
she's
He's
the
talking
one-
crazy. He got to talking crazy. He got to put on.
Oh,
mute.
y'all want to talk about Straw again? We can do that because I did a topic on that too. I'll come back and
I
talk
didn't
about
watch
it.
it. I'm tired of seeing my people go through trauma and then they got to be made into movies.
That's the point. That's why I want to talk about it.
Like, let me be
That's
100.
why I want to talk about it.
I am tired of slave movies. I am tired of struggle movies. I am just tired of all those movies.
It was basically Tyler Perry too, though. We was talking about Tyler Perry.
I'm tired of that, man. I'm tired of why do we gotta keep capitalizing on
Now
our
it sound
trauma?
like it. So now we gonna talk about triggers, then we gonna lead to the trigger and talk about it.
I don't
So
like
how y'all
it
feel? Let's
about-
make a vote, y'all. Make a vote. When I reset, do y'all want to talk about Tyler Perry movies and how is it impacting us, or do you want to talk about old folks or how they failed us? Y'all got 2 options. As a matter of fact, I should put a little vote thing up there. Where is that?
Can we talk about all movies that's like downplaying us and
Can we do that?
That's the point. Yeah, we can mix it in with it. So it sounds like you talking.
Yeah, I'm
It
fine.
sound like you talking about the Tyler Perry thing. So I could talk about that.
I
We can
mean,
blend.
it's
We
not,
can
but it's
blend it
not
into
only.
that though. We can blend it into that.
But
So
like I said,
anybody
it's not
else?
only just Tyler Perry though. I'm tired of the slave movies as well too. Like, why do we
Yeah.
got to keep going through that? Like, I
Yeah.
don't wanna, yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like the Django.
I
Uh-oh.
did like Django.
No, Django was a
Django.
good.
I
Django was
like
a
Color
good
Purple.
movie. Django was a great
She gonna go
movie,
to
right? But nonetheless,
We
if
gotta
y'all
get Color
notice,
Purple
all of
band.
our movies are like that.
Mm.
All our movies are like that. I don't know why we gotta
Every
keep going.
Please
year.
don't let this
Well,
room pick up
you
when I
gotta
want this to shut down. I swear
you
it's
gotta
like about
expand
to.
your movies then, because there are some
Nah, it's
also some
picking
good.
up.
What
It's
is it called?
picking up.
Taraji. What
Nah, I
was that
want to
movie
talk
that
about something.
Taraji and what was it? Morris Chestnut was in a movie together, and they was going through something, but they went through it, and then they ended up pregnant at the end.
That sounds
Yeah, I
like
forgot
every
the
black
movie.
movie ever.
Yeah, that sound like
But not
all of
every
like
movie though.
It
like
is.
Like if you think about it, if you take race out of it, every movie, if you're liking drama and
The
stuff, it's like that.
storylines. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a storyline.
why
If
we
you
don't
like drama,
why they don't got the new Twister movie where they going through stuff like that where they all stressed out and like
I
why
don't
we
watch
gotta.
no Twister movie. I
I
mean,
ain't gonna
if
lie
it
to y'all. The
don't,
last Twister movie was actually great. So
it was okay.
it was
So since
actually
it's
great.
picking up,
Okay.
I just changed it. I don't even got to do a reset since it's just picking
Are
up.
you sure, Mr. Cook? I'm sorry.
Kev, did you see that movie?
I'll apologize for nothing.
Did I see what?
Did you see the last
It's a
Twister
habit.
movie?
No, I
Look,
ain't
I'm
see
about to
that.
say it again,
What?
We
Lala.
That
can't
movie was
hear.
good,
We
bro. You
can't
gotta watch
hear.
that.
Babe, we should talk about movies that trigger us. Oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah, maybe we should.
I can tell y'all
Rachel,
exactly.
did
When,
you
I
watch
can.
the whole Strong movie?
Nah, I didn't watch
I
it.
We
watched the
watched
whole
that
trauma.
stupid. I watched that stupid thing 3 times.
Why
First
do you?
time I
Why do
watched
people
it, I
feel like
fell
you need to
asleep.
watch the whole
I
movie?
fell asleep the first time, and then I tried again with Kev. I fell asleep again, and then I was determined to get to the end, and then we finally finished it.
I got to the beginning where she got in the car, she got to the school, and the people was looking
It
at her.
was
She got
already
and
ridiculous. I'm
I just
sorry.
was
I
like,
was already.
she was like,
I was in
can
some.
you ask them to turn the music down when you pay rent? I was like, okay, I'm done.
Right.
I mean, though, I don't know. I see movies from a different perspective. I guess sometimes people embody too
Watch
much
you
in the
say go to
movies,
bed.
and it's like I don't know. I just look at it entertainment. And I feel like
Yeah,
when I watched the movie, I understood where it was coming from. It was heartbreaking a little bit,
yeah,
but being somebody who came from like kind of like that area, it's like yeah, people be like that, but
yeah.
it's like I got it. And then noting, I don't know. I know a lot of people haven't seen it, so I don't know if they even care to watch it, but knowing what happened, it was like that was a little heartbreaking. But I was like,
And why
okay,
should
well, it
it
makes
have
sense. She
direct? Why should
crazy.
it have direct deposit, CC?
I don't know. Like
Why?
sometimes, like I would
My
just,
question
I
is,
just take
why
it for
people?
entertainment, my popcorn. Like, girl, you screwed, girl, you screwed.
Why
I
people
don't
ain't
know.
looking at her like she was a villain? Because in my eyes, she was a damn villain.
She was crazy. She went through. They
I
should
was
have
saying that
when
at first.
Damn, I wouldn't
I
go
feel
that
like
far. Damn, why you
Oh,
call her a
no,
she
villain?
did go. She did go
no.
far, though. But
I feel like she should have had
all right. So
counseling.
real quick to keep it while y'all night and got your juices flowing and all that stuff, we gonna
Huh?
reset it.
I did not like
Yes,
that.
sir.
Call the
I'll come back.
police. Call the police.
So we gonna reset it though. We gonna reset it and come right. Everybody
You
just
know
come
what,
right back.
Kev? Diddy just made it out of the woods almost, and you over here talking about the juices flowing.
Somebody poured baby oil
Ain't
on
that
him while
something?
he was
I'm
in
gonna
court.
put you on timeout.
Yep.
Yeah, we need
So everybody,
holy oil, not
Kev,
baby
just
oil.
hang up on him.
see,
Uncle, don't
see,
treat
she
me
already
like
know how
this.
I am. Bah.
What?
That's her first words. That's how you know she evil. It's like, hang
What?
on.
Are you talking about hanging up on me? That's crazy.
We're
Hold
we're
up, hold up.
we're
I'm gonna let
resetting.
Mirror
Press
up
your
and then I'm
button.
gonna hang
Press
up.
your button. Push your button. Push your button. Well,
I
how
was
you
about
gonna
to
let
be.
Mirror up just to reset? Oh
I
my.
know. I wanted to be funny. No, ain't no be back. I'm out of here.